Baby like, ooh, ayy, finally got that deal, got a pen in my hand. Ooh, ayy, like how you tryna buy who the hell I am? You can keep your cash, I'm not that broke. I won't sign no contracts, I do me. Y'all are canceled, stealing people's dreams, how can you sleep? It's all rap hoes, throwing cash in Lambos. I'm independent till I'm dead, I quit the music industry.
Cash and Lambos. Cash and Lambos. I always love that line. So what's going on, everybody? I don't even have the chat up in it right now, but I see Josh is here. Game of Morphs, how you doing? Andrew's going to be tuning in or checking in with us a little bit later. He has something's going on, nothing bad, something good, but he'll be here in a little bit, so you guys get to see my big face. It's all good in the hood here. Let's see what else I can do. I might be able to do some cool things. There we go. We can I thought we could crop and see the sponsors, but it's all good. You can kind of see what's up there, can't you? So good cracking Rambo. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I'm actually working on a new intro for the show. And I'm gonna get something that can be used in all different podcasts. That's the reason I don't upload these podcasts up on Podbean, because of the copyright. Even though Tom is independent, he still has a producer. The producers and the stream places actually pay him. So putting out a song for free, I guess, is no go. Spotify and Apple are the big two that are stopping us. What's up, Hooked on Geckos? So I don't even know what I'm going to be talking about today. It kind of snuck up on me. I know it's Friday, same time all the time, but Samsung launch week is today. It was the S23 was released, and that's a pretty big deal for Verizon. And people that don't know, I work for Verizon, and I was busy all day today. It was crazy. One of my stores, I run a couple stores now, and one of my stores was amazing, really, really good. The store I was actually in, not so busy today. It's crazy. It'd be busy tomorrow. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. But I do have some stuff to talk about on my end, what I got breeding and all that good stuff. People know that I breed year round. So I have some Cypher stuff, some Cypher Marbleeye stuff, because Marbleeye and Cypher are kind of mixed together, and everyone knows I'm trying to separate those. So some of the only stuff I have that does not have Eclipse like embedded in it is my rainwater stuff. My rainwater stuff is pretty clean, and my red stripe stuff, my red stripe bell stuff, should I say, is pretty clean. So I took my Cypher stuff and bred it into my rainwater stuff, so we could possibly produce some Marbleeye stuff and some Cypher stuff in a couple years. But again, I'm trying to separate those, and I don't want to use all my pure macularis on it, so we'll see what happens. To tell you the truth, man, Josh, I really like that Tremper Cypher stuff. I am not a Tremper fan at all when it comes to color and everything else. And I know there are people out there that have some really good color stuff, but when it comes to color and vibrancy, I don't like the Tremper. I kind of go to Bell. But yeah, dude, Leo, why aren't you listening to your podcast? I got to miss part of it. I was listening to it and I had to go live because I just got off work. I'll be listening. If you guys haven't gone, listen, go to Strength and Leo's right now, because Strength and Leo's interviewed Leo, and it's going to be amazing. I have not even listened to it yet, but I will be tonight. Yeah, so my Cypher problem is, of course, it's going to have Marbleeye in it. Some stuff is happening. I'm going to be getting a lot more stuff to put towards this project. And everyone knows I'm more about separating and keeping the genes and keeping them alive instead of the big combo morphs. I do a lot of combo morphs. I do. But I'm more into keeping subspecies and, single gene morphs alive. So if someone wanted to add that into their project, I would have it. to give an example of that, to go to subspecies, I have fasciolatus females. I probably will not breed this year because I do not have a fasciolatus male. Um, so, and I don't have a Monty male, a Montanius male. And I mean, it's not really irresponsible to breed them males or them females because I could just say that they're, macularis, fasciolatus crosses. Putting rainwater into fasciolatus wouldn't make a new morph. They're still leopard geckos. It's just a subspecies, and they would always be a mutt of subspecies. So, I mean, I just use rainwater as an example. If I created a 75% fasciolatus rainwater, I mean, it's nothing different. In my opinion. So I'm going to really hold back probably them two females that are ovulating. They're starting to ovulate now. And I'm probably not going to breed those this year. And it's not really going to hurt anything. I mean, it's just, 20, 25 less eggs. What's up? I see Heidi in the house and the Angry Atrox in the house. What's up, guys? Andrew will be joining us for everyone tuning in. Andrew will be joining us. Hey, and dude, you didn't remember what you said. I know what you said. My homie. I'm just a guy who likes putting geckos in boxes for pleasures. That's it. I love it. I'm telling you guys. And I know Leo understands why I say that. I have gotten some pushback on that. I got some pushback from some random people saying that I'm hurting the hobby and hurting the laws because I said that. And I'm like, no, we have to understand what we're actually doing. It doesn't mean I don't like doing it. I just have to understand what I'm doing. And putting animals in boxes for our own enjoyment, or our own pleasure. I love it. It's a big thing. Yeah, some of us just use bigger boxes. And talk about that. I was talking to my friend Dylan. Dylan and Brittany were over to our house. They live very local to us. And my granddaughter's birthday party was Wednesday, and they were over for my granddaughter's birthday party. And we were talking about, just that, about moving to bigger boxes and going to different rack systems and the cost, which is fine. It's better for the animals. The cost to go to 28 quarts when I've been years upon years upon years, we're talking 15 years, when it was in 12 to 15 quart range, 16 quart range. The difference is height for whatever rack you use. They're different tubs, but they're basically the same footprint, basically within an inch or so. Noble family, how you doing? I mean, I was literally talking to him, and I said it's going to cost me $20,000 to $30,000 to buy them racks. Now, I'm not going to get rid of my other racks because there'll be grow ups. Still, I would still use them 12, 13 course for grow ups, but I want to house individual females in a 28 quart. Someone was mentioning to me a couple weeks ago. It says, why don't you keep your males in 28 quarts and females in a 12 quart? Because they said that they had a better success with the females laying in their lay box when they had them in smaller tubs. I've always had females in 28 quarts. I used to group breed. How I used to group breed is I would have 4 raptors and I would put, raptor with that, and I didn't care what female it came from. It was for wholesaling. The wholesale companies or who are buying from me wholesale didn't care as long as they knew the genetic. They didn't care what female came from. But I ran into problems where I would hatch out something really cool and I couldn't trace what female that was. And I was like, oh, well, there went that. So I changed my ways then and started housing individually. I rarely ran into a problem. Rarely that I had any problem group breeding, but it did happen. So that was experimental years ago. Now I'm going from 12 quarts, 16 quarts individuals, going to 28 quarts for individual females and males. I'm going to try to give them both. Now, my biggest thing is, do I take the female and put him in with the male now? I know a few people that do that, or do I keep rotating my male? with my experiments doing it, I noticed taking a female from their cage and putting them in with the male. The males ate better. They kept weight better. Um, I don't know if it was because I wasn't stressing them out, moving them cage to cage. I have my theories, but I'm not totally sure yet on that point. I was just talking to Adam about this, or I was just talking about this with Adam on our Instagram. I put my females in a 15 quart through the breeding season because I found most of them have an easier time knowing where they lay. That's what I was told. It was a really weird situation. So I'm hoping that's not a case but my lay boxes are pretty big. So my lay boxes are big in my 28 quarts. I have a bunch of 28 quarts I wasn't using anymore, and I filled them up now. Like my cipher projects are in 28 quarts now. My higher end white and yellow projects are in 28 quarts now. Stuff like that. 28 quart, you can put more geckos in. Oh yeah. It uses enclosures and it still finds it. The only time I've ever seen them lay outside the box, it's because they get cocoa stuff dried out too much. How I fix the cocoa. Now, here's what I used to do. I used to use peat moss and vermiculite for all lay boxes. Well, that got kind of expensive with how much I have, and cocoa fiber was cheaper. But I still put peat moss and vermiculite in it, just not as much as a mixture, and it helps keep them, moist for longer. I am in my breeder tubs during the main part of the season. I breed year round, but the main part of the season, I'm in there at least every other day. I'm pulling them out, checking them, checking for ovulations, checking this, checking that. Baby tubs, when they under 15 grams, they get checked on almost daily. Some days I miss. And then anything over 15 grams, they get checked on every 3 or 4 days. See, this is something else that I've noticed when I've did a few is it was like real quick. It was real quick. It was real quick breeding. So I'm gonna experiment with it. I have a genetic library wall. I know some people might have heard that terms from Matt. My genetic library wall is all my males. All my males are my genetic library wall. And I have males I haven't used in years. I have males that I won't use this year, but I'll use next year. They really got. I'm not. I'm one that will plan out the season, kinda. I'll plan it out and say, I kind of want this male to go with this female. I kind of want this female to go with this male or male. Blah blah blah. I kind of plan it out. But when that animal ovulates, I look over. I'm like, this makes more sense, and I kind of do it at that very moment. So I'll be like, oh, this. I have like this Riddler project, I guess. I don't know, Joker project, Riddler project. It's not Joker. I shouldn't say Joker, but clownish whatever project. And it's a modge podge of stuff, guys. I mean, I'm going to be the first breeder out there that's going to be honest with you and say, hey, guess what? I got this project that looks really cool, but I'm always adding to it. I'm like literally always adding to it. So I'm like, oh, this male looks really cool. This blood, it could be a pure blood. And I'm like, oh, this is a montage, but it's going to look cool. Let's put it together and let's see what it makes. And that's what I do all the time. Or I got this, this Skittle cross thing, and Heidi knows about that. I'm like, this looks really cool. It's out of test breeding now. I'm going to throw it to this and see what I get. So that's how I pick my pairings. I probably upset a lot of people with that because I don't really have a plan. Like I just in the midst of everything, I decided to take Rainwater to Cipher in Marbleeye. I don't know. We'll find out what happens. It's always fun. I've never had an issue with my females laying outside their lay box except for one in the 28 quart. My males are temporarily in 16 quarts. I'm waiting to get the rack. Racks are expensive. I have a friend that Next Level. People don't know Next Level. Check them out. Next Level Displays. Really cool people. He builds a very good quality rack. But to go to his rack, it would cost me close to, I think he was around $41,000 to get what I need. And I mean, that's a pretty penny right now for me. So I haven't done that. Sometimes I put a female with a male, sometimes the other way around. It just kind of depends. Some females are more comfortable in their own tubs. That's getting to know your females too. I agree with that. So I mean, there's so much going on when I go and pair up animals. A lot of my stuff's still in 12 to 15, 16 quarts, whatever them, that size. So I call them 12 quarts because back in the day, that's what size they were, 12 quarts. And then you had 6 quarts and you had 28 quarts. Now I think they're 32s or V30s. Whatever. And I still breed in them 12 to 16 quart tubs. I still do. I just don't have enough money to just drop 40K, 30K on racks at this very moment. And I'm redefining, people know this, I'm redefining Orner Exotics. I am going more towards the total retail side and kind of getting rid of my wholesale, but I do have wholesale clients that have contracts with me, and I'm going to fulfill them contracts. That's why I'm so big, is because of these contracts and because of these people that I've agreed to supply them with so much animals that's what I'm going to do. And no, there's no Petco and PetSmart in there because I don't have them contracts. They go through another big breeder. Big. Oh, real big. So yeah. I have some Het Cipher. I maybe visual ciphers this season that are a lot less likely to be Het Marbleeye, Gary. Dude, we need to talk. I want to separate them. Now, I was talking to my buddy Miles. Happy birthday, Miles. Happy birthday. And the Cipher project, I'm excited about it, but I'm not. I'm like, okay, it's another eye trait that does some pastelling. I like it. It's a really cool thing, but I'm more trying to pull that Marbleeye out. Trying to pull that Marbleeye out. So I got text. So the Marbleeye means something to me because Matt had it back in the day. It's something that everyone kind of forgot about. I know that when they were breeding the Marbleeye, when John was breeding the Marbleeye, Cipher came out and the Marbleeye became the second project. But everyone breeding Cipher just wants to get Marbleeye out of it and be done. I want to save the Marbleeye too. I think it's possible to keep them both, separate the two. Should I say separating the two should be just as easy as trying to get two combined. It's just going to take a lot more animals, but you just got to find that animal that they're supposed to be 50% het of both and hope and pray that one hits and the other doesn't. But it is possible. I was talking to another person about this. And remember how I have this theory? I was talking to Miles about it. Well, Miles kind of told me about it, and then we had discussions that the Patty and Bell is kind of linked where they don't mix. Okay, they just don't mix well. So it's a genetic mistake when they actually hit that, and it kind of proved where I didn't hit no Patty Bells last year. I should have. I shouldn't. I didn't. This year I'll have actually Bell's het Patty. Because the Patty, I mean, I can almost guarantee these are het Patty. They're going back to the double hets. I should have a really good shot to hit the Bell Patty or Bell Radar or Patty Radar or whatever you want to, whatever, Predator, whatever it is. So I was talking to someone else and they said the Cipher and Marbleeye might be permanently linked. You can't get rid of it. You just can't. So, but John says he has, so I don't know. Maybe I need to get John on here. We can really deep dive into the Cipher and the Marbleeye and see what he says. I actually think the Marbleeye is one of the rarest morphs out there right now. I actually think it is. Got an itch on my foot. Of course, it's not Black Knight. I guarantee that. Nikki did say she had a Bell Patty. She did say she had a Bell Patty. She sent me pictures. So I'm excited about that. I think it was a Radar Patty or a Snow Bell Patty or something like that. But I think it doesn't happen as often because it is a genetic mistake, and because it should happen a lot more than what we're seeing. So I'm hoping. The thing is, if they are internally linked, you will pop Marble Eyes. Exactly, but the Marble Eyes hidden by Cypher. So anytime you get someone, the person's theory, I don't want to throw his name out there because he's kind of behind the scenes, but his theory was every time you get a visual cipher, you have a very good chance that Marble Eye is behind there. And since Marble Eye really doesn't have a lot of markers like Eclipse, I was like, well, I don't know because I haven't worked with it, but I will be trying. I think it can be done. Anything can be separated. We'll see. We'll see. But um I know a lot of people get mad at me when I say I'm not really excited about the cipher. And the reason is there's people like Josh working with it, and John and Miles and a few other people that I don't know if they want to know that they have it, but I know some people that do have cipher right now that I know are working with it and have really good project lines and stuff like that. So I don't know if I want to put a lot of power into that, then separate them. I just want to separate the two. The rainwater thing is kind of a like I don't know what to say, what words I want to say, but it's to somebody that wanted to see the Marble Eye rainwater. So I'm going the reason I am a cipher is going to be a byproduct, but I want to get the Marble Eye rainwater, which has never been produced. But it's a first in the world. Who cares? I have some ciphers. Visual. Oh, that I put that one up already. But yeah, so there's a lot of genetic stuff going on. The satin or the scaleless or the smooth leopard gecko. I was asked about that recently too. We'll see. Yep, and Murphy Panelist radar. See, there we go. So that's the Nikki. I'm not just saying this. That's the only one I know of in the world at this moment. That's the only Murphy's patternless. And my work is texting me, guys. Whatever. They're closed. What's up, Frank? But Nikki, that Murphy's patternless radar is the only Bell radar. Yeah, Bell radar. Bell Murphy's patternless I know of in the world. And I have like 6 to 7 people around the world saying they're going for it, and you're the only one I know that has one. So that's pretty cool. That's a really cool animal. Yeah, that's I'm jealous. Well, I popped 2 visual ciphers and 4 non-ciphers last year. You would think I would have at least gotten just one Marble Eye. Hard to say which so low numbers, but I agree with you though. I do agree with you. I agree 100% there. 100%. But to give you an example how genetics oh, she's a white and yellow. That's what it is. A white and yellow Murphy's patternless radar. I thought it was a snow, but a white and yellow Murphy's patternless radar, which is actually even cooler now. But to give you an example, when I've been working with the Murphy's patternless white and yellow, I produce more out of my double hets. When I say double hets, Murphy's patternless het Bell, they're actually triple hets because they're also het Eclipse. I produced more Bell and radars than I did Murphy's. I produced 2 Murphy's patternless out of them that are now possible het Eclipse and possible het Bell, 66%. And I produced 7 Bells. So, and none of them crossed. None of the Bell, none of the Murphy's patternless crossed. And the Eclipse did not go into the Murphy's patternless, but I produced some radars. So Adam's here too. Everyone's here today. That's awesome. Yeah. Andrew just texted me and said that he's going to be here in a few. So I'm really breaking stuff down to a science. I was talking to Dylan, like I said, he was over at my house the other day, and I'm really trying to turn around Orner Exotics from that bad year. You guys heard about it last month or last show. Why I didn't breed it beginning of 2022 and how 2022 was a really bad year. and knocked me down a little bit, and I just was running into problem after problem. And 2023 is already rocking out. I'm good to go. Uh, we have some new projects. Heidi, you're going to be really happy about this. I got a bold stripe off of Dylan, which the female originated from Seth, I believe. Dylan, correct me if I'm wrong. And then the bold stripe male, the bold male that I got off you, I paired them together. I got eggs from them yesterday. I just got eggs off them yesterday. That male hates me though. That male is like he just hates me. But he is a pretty boy. So I thought you would like that. I produce bold-ish animals all the time. This will be my first time producing some nice quality bolds. So I'm really excited about that. And I am looking at getting some more fasciolatus, but they're females. That's pretty cool. And I'm looking to add another 20 macularis females and 2 more males to my collection from a very good source. Probably the only one that has pures other than me that sell them. But I'm really excited about them bolds. When I pulled eggs, what was really funny is I paired them the same time I paired the Cypher stuff with the rainwater. And the Cypher, she probably laid tonight because I didn't go there tonight. And I was only there in the morning. And she's about the one rainwater's about to pop. But she was paired and she gave me eggs yesterday. I'm like, oh, I wish it would have been the same time because I was really excited about that. So bold is going to be injected into a lot of my cool projects. Like I want to put bold into my Riddler stuff. I don't know what I'll also call it. I don't know what to call it. The cool oranges and greens. I do have a friend, if anyone out there's listening, I do have a friend looking for Pacific greens, but we want to get those from that line. We don't want people saying it's just Pacific greens. We want it from that line. There's a little project that he has that we need to get going. And I told him I don't know anyone in the world that has actual Pacific greens from the original line. I don't know anybody. That's almost like saying who's got hot gecko tangerines. That's a hard one. But see, that's why I want to do what I'm doing is I want to preserve these lines, even the line bred lines. I haven't seen, man, I reached out to everyone for my boy. I haven't seen them, but there were some of the nicest green animals. Emerine bloods or blood emerines, either way you want to say it, have nice green, but I don't know how to say it. They still rust out, and Pacific greens didn't. And so I have blood emerines. I offered him some blood emerines for the project, but I think he has blood emerines too. So we're really trying to find the green animals. Now I do have ghosts, but he has ghosts. So it's in the inner circle. I don't know how to say it. The inner circle. He has ghost. I have ghost, and we have some theories on ghost. Ghost is a very old morph. Okay, ghost is old, but ghost hasn't been worked with very much. And the United States kind of forgot about ghost. There's a few people in the UK that really work with ghost, but we have some ideas to use ghost. How we're going to use it into some other lines and see if we can enhance that green because it gives a green overtone. So we're going to see what we can do. But the ghost project, I do have a ghost. I do have Albie Snow. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I honestly don't. The boy is an Albie Snow ghost. So he's a snow ghost basically. So I'm going to take it to 2 pure macularis right away. See if we can separate that out a little bit. They're both dominant, so it should be pretty simple. And we'll go from there. Ghost the world. I'm telling you, ghost the world. Dude, Leo, I'm just thinking about what we could do, what could happen with the ghost. I mean, if it gives that green overtone, I'm like white and yellow, or even Cypher, because Cypher has that pastel effect on other genes, and so does white and yellow. So a white and yellow Cypher ghost because you're kind of like doubling up that pastelish. Um, like the bold, I was talking to Dylan and he said bold, white, and yellow. It's kind of like, when you get a bold, it looks like that black area and that brown area is chiseled out. But then when you put white and yellow to it, it take the edges and use an eraser and spread it out. It kind of like fades into the bold. So what would Ghost do on top of that? And what would Cypher do? So, dude, I mean, the ideas that's running through my head is just amazing. It's going to be a real fun year. The Cypher Ghost would be cool. I mean, I'm telling you, dude. See, and my problem is I didn't think about how much Eclipse was in a lot of my stuff until Cypher came into my collection, and I'm like, what do I have other than my pure subspecies and pure macularis to breed it to other than rainwater? And I know this is going to sound like cocky, but I don't want to take Cypher into my Bell Red Stripes. I don't. I mean, my Red Stripe Bells are amazing, and I don't want to dumb them down. I know that sounds really bad, but I mean, the Red Stripes I have are just kicking, but maybe I should do it to see what happens. I don't know. I'm so confused with it. I'm willing to part with my second visual male for the right price. Well, about that. I might have a lot of stuff coming. But we might talk. I saw some pics of slings you are getting into. Yeah, I do have arachnids. I'm really, really, really good friends with John Apple. John Apple was in the Cleveland scene, Taylor, Michigan scene when I was out there in the late 90s, early 2000s, 2010s. And he's like a big arachnid person. So he moved to a town about an hour away from me, and he vends all the same shows I do. And it brought a part of home to me because I'm from Ohio. People don't know. So it brought someone that I mean, I love John. And the guy just brings me something every show, like literally brings me something. And I got 6-eye sand spiders. I got salmon pink bird eaters. I don't know all the scientific names. Sorry, guys. I got black widows. I got death stalkers. I got Arizona Harrys. I got this big centipede. I was into mantids, and I will be again. But they all passed away. They got around 9 months, 10 months old. That's how long they live. What else do I have? I got curly hairs. We got cobalt blues, and I got this other blue tarantula. I don't know what it's called. The scientific name's written on the tub, but he said I can't touch it because it's really mean and bitey. And I hand feed my stuff. Arachnids are really taking a point. I've been seeing cobalt blues and pet store for like 75. That might be a good deal if they're cobalt blues. Cobalts are really cool. I'm dumb. I hold stuff, and if I get bit, I bit. I do not hold my Arizona Desert. I can't put her on my hand or him. I don't know if it's him or her because she stings everything. But my Black Widow, I take the roach beyond. She'll shoot her web and she'll get on my hand and spin it and hang it from my thumb. It's really cool. Black Widows are not aggressive. Tarantulas, I'm telling you, tarantulas, homie. Yes. So, I mean, tarantulas are becoming a hobby part. I don't want to breed tarantulas. Leo takes care of me on some tarantulas. I got my salmon. I think they're salmon pink bird eaters, and they came from Leo. But they're cool. They're my friends. They're my friends. Oh, look at us. We have ourselves someone else here today. Look at that. Oh, dude, it's not about having that, bro. I just touched my animals.
There we go. I was having trouble with my headphones there, but I got it.
Yeah,
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother. We got you. Holding tarantulas, I don't care what tarantula it is. I'll try to hold it. I mean, if you pick it up, I'm sure that it's gonna. I just hit I'm having troubles. If you pick it up, I'm sure it's going to try to bite you. But if you let it crawl in your hand, I've never had anything bite me when it actually crawled on my hand ever.
That's like that little story Tom Crutchfield was talking about with the.
Jeez, we're not even home 5 minutes, and then you leave me already.
Yes.
Wow.
My girlfriend's asking for me right here.
Who's more important, your girlfriend or your?
No, Tom Crutchfield was talking about the when they lose their
Your
people.
girlfriend can't do this.
That sucks. Well, I could.
Oh, he said he could, but we're not in Wisconsin right now, so I guess.
Oh, really? Can
No,
your girlfriend do other things for you?
no. Yeah, the Tom Crutchfield did that story about that lady who used to hold all them snakes that were like venomous, and she just said when they lose their fear of people, you're good.
Well, Tom Crutchfield, I think it was him, Ray Gushaw, Ray Hunter. There's a bunch of us on the reptileroom.org back in the day. Venomous snakes and venomous spiders and venomous tarantulas, all that stuff is no different than non-venomous snakes.
No.
Now, do I recommend free handling? No, I don't. You're going to die. But at the end of the day, if you can tame down, and I don't even like to use the word tame, if you can make them tolerate you, a Burmese python, it's the same thing. You do the same thing with a king cobra. And to give an example, 20 years ago, a croc monitor would kill you.
Absolutely.
And now you see people holding them next to their face. A croc monitor are intelligent of all, and they will kill you.
No comparison.
So
that guy who had that who breeds croc monitors said he had to put locks on the doors of the cages because they figured out how to open them by watching him open them.
yeah, exactly. So it's I just think that anything can be calmed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that at one time people were afraid of horses.
But like horses kill more people than. But they're not really tame. They're just tolerating you.
Yeah, the Tyler thing, the Tyler Nolan, when he was he was showing off one, and that snake was not anywhere being tolerable. It would kill them if it had a chance. He messed up in that bite, and I'm pretty sure he'll be the first to tell you. He wasn't paying attention. It turned around and whacked his hand.
Yeah, he did a video on it.
Yeah, so I mean, now I have free handled animals before. I have never put it out on video. I've never showed anybody. Anyone that owns venomous snakes has free handled. I promise you. I mean, sometimes it's easier to grab them by the end of the tail, pick them up, move them. It's just easier. Venomous stuff just seems to have a different attitude right out of the egg, though. I mean, compare a ball python to the egg, their usual real chill, can't seem to cope. Not really. To give you an example, my friend Jim Harrison owns the Kentucky Reptile Zoo. He's hatched out cobras, and they come out, they won't even hood up. So I think it's just the generations and generations and generations. They're just like, oh, this is what it is.
Well, they kind of changed because it's like the first blood python. You couldn't even look at them.
Blood's another one.
Now they've kind of come down after generations of being born.
Oh, you're cutting up, brother. Have everyone else seen that? Or is it just me? Yeah, it could be just me. But yeah, just
no, it was I could see it. I don't know why it does that every once in a while.
It's craziness. Yeah, Jim Harrison, they give an example. My Eastern Diamondbacks and Western Diamondbacks when they were born were nuts though. They were nuts. They out of the egg, they were ready to little firecrackers. But all my pygmy rattlesnakes when they were born, now pygmy rattlesnakes are tiny. I mean, take a quarter, they could curl up inside of a quarter. And but they were laid back. My Model Rock rattlesnakes were all laid back, but again, them are really tiny. I never bred monocle cobras or nothing, but I had plenty of, death noodles. And after a while, the cobras, if you had them when they were babies and you took care of them enough, they stopped hooding. I think there's videos up of my cobras not hooding, and they're little 18 inchers. Yeah, well, there's some craziness to that. Now, I don't know about this. I would not do this. Some people say that they're lock, cock, ready to rock. Okay, baby cobras are lock, cock. They will kill you. But they say they fake. They fake it. They don't open their mouth. I don't know if I do that.
I wouldn't. No way.
So, like my boom slings. Boom slings are another one. You'll get a boom sling that be calm as can be, race around, never try to bite you. But when it does, it's going to hurt you bad.
Yeah.
Typus is one of them ones that, that's why they thought to be harmless. They're rear fang. They're reluctant to bite. They're really fast and curious. They look like they're curious. They'll come up to you, flick their tongue, and come up on your arm and everything. They decide to bite you, they're going to end your day. And it's going to end your day pretty painfully. 24, 48 hours later, you're going to be bleeding for every orifice of your body. And it's going to be a bad day. Nerds that are pretty chill cobras. Well, Nerd, I know he keeps hots, but he does keep venomoids too. Now, I will have to take Kevin to his word. He did not create them venomoids. He took them in his rescue. So, but I do know he has some animals that are venomoids. Me and Kevin got into it because of that.
But didn't what's the name get venom from a venomoid?
There's been plenty of Ray Gusha. So Ray Gusha had a king cobra that was venomoided. I forget the person that did it. I don't know if it was the vet in New York or not. Ray, if you're watching this, I know you watch this sometimes. Send me an email. I'll get you on the show. But he had a king. I believe it was a king, and it bit a toilet or a paper towel roll, and it filled it with venom. And it was a venomoid. It had the scars, everything.
I know Jim Harrison had one that he rescued, and
he produced
had the scars and everything.
That one that Jim Harrison did, we think we can link back to the vet in New York. I used to be one of the biggest people against venomoids. So when Kevin, and I forget his girlfriend wife's name, and sorry, Kevin, I forget. I know it was a bad time. But they had Gaboon vipers and other venomoids within striking distance of children. So I, of course, went off. And me and Kevin kind of got into it about it. But we've kind of moved past that. And Tyler Nolan, I don't know Tyler. I mean, I'm sure he's heard of my name. I've heard of him, of course, because he's a YouTuber. He's a very, really, really good tattoo artist. I hear. Yep. He was on that show. And he seems like a really nice guy from what I see. But
yeah, I don't know him that well either. So I just
and Crutchfield knows him, I believe. Crutchfield knows him pretty well. Venomoids, okay, venomoids are kind of like defanging doesn't work because all venomous snakes will grow back their fangs. They just do. They shed their fangs naturally. So there used to be a procedure that would go through the top of the head and cut, and they would remove the venom gland, okay? And then there's another procedure that would actually go through the roof of the mouth. The roof of the mouth, the scar would heal faster because the mouths heal faster than any other place in your body. If you bite your tongue, it heals faster. It needs to. So there was a person in Australia. I won't mention his name because I don't even like the guy. I hate the guy. He knows who I am, and I know who he is. Me and him do not like each other at all. He's in Australia, and he does the procedure in his garage. He will take animals, taipans and all this and cut into them and remove the gland. Now, 100%, if you remove the gland, 100%, it will not grow back. It is impossible to grow back. But if you leave any of that gland back, it will repair itself to make that part of the gland work, and it can repair the duct. So it can happen. So it's a really tough thing to say, you know, it's a thing to do. So venomoids are a really sore subject with me. I'm a firm believer if you can't get the antivenom and you're not good enough to work with a venomous snake, don't get the venomous snake. There's no shame in not getting
avoid it.
There's a guy in Australia that knows me very well. He's the snake man. That's all I'll say. Well, the enemy, I'll say, is Hoser. He's not liked by a lot of people in America, in the UK. There's a lot of people that don't like him. I'm just the most vocal to him. I'm like on when Fauna Classifieds was there, I would hit him, and of course I'm friend with Rich, so Rich let me do things that other people weren't allowed to do. And he came on the reptileroom.org. He was posting. That's the worst place he could go. I mean, the top 30 to 40 venomous people were there in reptileroom.org. And so he does it. The doctor in New York, that the vet that does it, I honestly forget his name, but he owned venomoid.org or .com. Venomoid.org or .com he owned for the longest time. So so it was I was a very vocal about venomoid, should I say. And I was the new kid on the block. But that's how I got my name in the venomous world. I kept very, very dangerous venomous snakes, and I was against venomoids. I was the guy that was like, oh, that can kill me in 10 seconds. Let's get it. I kept a lot of people don't know. I kept some weird stuff.
I always wanted to keep it, but again, I have a problem with if I got something, I'm gonna want to touch it. So
well, it kind of goes away. Like buzztails are really dangerous to touch, and your gaboons, your rhinoceros, and stuff like that. Any Bitis species mess up your day pretty quickly. I've been bit once. It didn't make the social media, it didn't make news, nothing like that. We made sure of it, but people that know. But venomous snakes is a big part of my job. Ray's already told me to come on. I should bring Ray Gusha on. We can get Ray Hunter too. I probably can get Ray Gusha and Ray Hunter at the same time. Now that would be an all-star. I might be able to get Ray Gusha, Ray Hunter, and Tom Crutchfield on at the same time. Yeah. The knowledge, any one of them three people have more venomous knowledge than me any day. But Ray Gusha is a special friend.
Al would be cool to get on too.
Who?
Al
Koritz. All I gotta do is tell him. He'll do it. Al's like a brother. Al Koritz is amazing. Some people don't like Al because he's very vocal. But
he speaks the truth, man.
He'll tell you like it is. He doesn't care. He does not care if you like it or not. He did that experimental thing where he kept Elvis in a birdcage. And the thing is that's how they were kept in captivity over in where they're from, Malaysia and all that good stuff. And he got a lot of flack for that. But I mean, anyone keeping a wild-caught king cobra alive for years, no matter how they're keeping it, they're doing it better than the people that can't. King cobras die. I know. I got a good friend. I'm not going to mention his name, but he had a king cobra and it just died on him. Yep. And it happens with kings, especially wild-caught kings. They just go through a funk and they pass away. I don't even know if Kevin's white king cobra is still alive.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was still because I know I had that abscess, and
Yeah, no, it died.
I don't keep up with Kevin too much. But Kevin's forgotten more about this hobby than most people know.
That's true too.
The guy's just a genius. I mean, I was gonna talk about that a little bit. I was gonna talk about like the people that a lot of people don't like, but what they know in the hobby and where they came from. Is it where they came from that they don't like, or who they are today?
I don't know. Depends on if they got real big on social media, because sometimes that changes people. You know, and who
Yeah.
they become since then is changed.
I mean, look at Barczyk. He's making that new zoo. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if he charges getting a zoo or not. I don't know, but he's making a big zoo. I mean, he's getting people in it. I mean, do the people that hate Barczyk hate what he used to be or what he is today? Because what if you just take what he is today? He's actually a pretty
good spokesman for the whole
Yeah.
hobby. I'm serious. Back in the day, he had a little trouble, but I think he's gotten past that now. So
I mean, I mean, he has this ambition to go big cages. I mean, who else has retics in them big cages like that?
nobody
Maybe
that I
Jay,
know.
but I don't even know if Jay does.
He's got him a few in there, but most of them he's gotten long,
Yeah, so
stackable stuff.
I mean, I truly feel that Barczyk, if the zoo paid for everything, he would stop breeding everything.
I think he would too.
I think he would just go into doing the zoo thing. I honestly believe that. So that's why I don't know if people hate who they, because I used to keep big snakes in racks. That's what we did.
Yeah.
That was what was the whole thing about putting geckos in 28 course, that new thing that's coming out now. Everyone's pushing for 28 course for a single leopard gecko. Well, that was, you got a big retic, you need an 8-foot drawer. Oh, you don't got him in an 8-foot cage, you got him in a 4-foot cage, you're the devil. It has to be an 8-foot drawer system or a rack system. They have to be in this.
Yeah.
That was the thing. That was what all these right doers were saying. And then it changed. Oh, you need 8-foot neodacias, and then you need this. The only people that I know that were keeping animals back in the day that were really keeping them was venomous keepers.
Yeah.
We were giving them lock cages and naturalistic stuff. I mean, look at Al.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you looked at me back in the day with my snakes, my ball pythons, core snakes, retics, we're in rack systems. All my venomous in really nice vision cages. So
yeah.
So I don't know. That's why I was like, do people hate who they are today or who they were? Is there a jealousy in it? I mean, I'm jealous of Brian Barczyk.
Yeah, look what he's got.
I say every aspect is always improving. I say every year we get better.
Yeah, but now here's a question for you. Do you think it'll get to the point to where people can't even keep like one animal because of the way things are going with
you ready for this? I love you, Andrew. I love you, Josh. Ready for this? The best thing for the animals, and I always keep it, is not to keep them at all.
That's true.
Is to leave
deep down
wild.
inside. That's the truth.
That's the truth. If we want what is best for the animal, stop keeping animals in boxes. So can we go bigger? Yes. I have a leopard gecko in a 55-gallon tank, and I can show you how awesome this is. This 55-gallon tank, and it'd be awesome and say, this is the new standard. Who's going to breed a leopard gecko in a 55-gallon tank? Ain't going to happen.
Frank, I'm going to say definite just routine maintenance.
To tell you the truth, I agree with you 100%. Because there's times where, okay, like, do you know what I think loose substrate does? Hides poop, urine, hides it because it's still in there. It can't drain anywhere. It's in there. So now that substrate absorbed it. It didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you're not getting rain to wash it away or nothing. No, it's there.
So substrate just hides it. And I'm gonna agree. I clean my big 55-gallon tank with a leopard gecko in it less than I do my 28 quarts, my 12 quarts, because I look in there, paper towels are poop in the corner. Okay, I gotta clean it.
Yeah.
Bioactive at the same time. Everything has a waste. So the earth, we can go bioactive 100%. I agree with you. Bioactive is probably the best way we could do it as a keeper, but we cannot simulate earth in a tank
Nope.
because there is rain, there is drainage, there's plant life, and we just cannot do that. I know that we can do the bio balls and all that good stuff, but it's still going to have a different pH level and bacteria level than earth. What's up, dude? So bioactive is
Mark, what's up?
is a big thing to me. But substrate hides urine, urates, hides stuff, hides parasites. So I mean, at some point, I mean, I agree that we should put animals in the biggest cage that we can and give them the biggest life that we can. If we're going to put them in boxes.
I don't know if it's in acceptable parameters or not.
I couldn't answer that.
Ammonia can build up pretty quick.
Yeah, I
Even
don't
though
know.
they're bioactive.
I'm not a scientist or anything. I'm just giving. I think group discussions like this are amazing. I think just because Josh is saying this and I'm saying this and you're saying that, and let's say Frank says this and Mike says this, if everyone disagreed, we wouldn't get anywhere. But a group discussion. I'll give you an example. I was listening. I know Joe Rogan. I was listening to a podcast that this guy worked on Area 51. Okay, but he didn't work on it, but he worked in a sector of Area 51. And he was saying that he worked on technology that he didn't know what it was, but there was two scientists. He was one of them, had to figure out this technology, but only that technology. And then there was two more scientists that were working on another part of this technology, and another two scientists working on this, and they couldn't talk to each other. And he said, that's the opposite of science. Science is, let's all work together and all of us talk to each other and get a dialogue going so we can figure it out.
Bob Lazar. That was Bob Lazar.
Yes, Bob Lazar. Yes.
See, he's up on it. He's up on it. Bob Lazar.
So us talking things through and us talking about it and figuring this stuff out only betters things. That's what I feel. It only betters things.
But you know why Bob Lazar was never allowed to talk? Nobody and other people were allowed to talk to each other, so not one person could figure the whole thing out.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, because he was saying things. He was in his 20s and got to work on a section of Area 51, not actual Area 51. And he said that everyone should go to Joe Rogan and look up that guy and listen to that podcast.
Oh yeah.
Just keep an open mind and listen to it. And if you don't believe what the guy's saying, the science part of it hits home, because he's not a scientist. No. He was a guy that put a jet engine in a car and was driving it around town. That's how he got the job. He wasn't a scientist. He just knew this stuff. He taught himself this, and he was one of the most intelligent people, and he went and did it. Bob Lazar, he's a good guy. If a gecko is lacking in nutrition, vitamins, they will eat substrate to try to get what they are lacking. This is how they get impacted. I know a guy that still keeps Leos in sand, and they do great. 100%. I am not a guy against loose substrate at all. My natural setups have loose substrate in them. I'm not against that at all.
That is true, Game of Thrones. That is true, Josh, because if he is lying, it's a damn good one. But everything that he said that has come true and the proof that he has would make him, he's probably not lying. It's cool.
I recommend people go listen to that Bob Lazar, listen to it. And it's a rabbit hole, because you'll start getting Joe Rogan's videos or podcasts about stuff like that. And the reason I watched it is because of what's going on in America right now with the flying things and all this. And I watched Bob Lazar because of the Area 51 thing, and going into that, very, very different. But you're 100% right. Temperature causes impaction too. So people think that heat digests things for the geckos. That's not true, but it helps them digest things. Their metabolism slows down. Everything slows down in the gecko. Their blood slows down. Everything slows down.
But
So the heat helps it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not like they can't digest the stuff when it's slow. It just takes longer to digest. So when you get down to a certain temp, they will slow down to a point where it will rot in their gut before they digest it. But they can continue digesting when they're at lower temps. It's just a longer process. The same thing used to be said about gaboon vipers and rattlesnakes, that their venom was the main reason because it liquefies and digests the animal. That's not true. Venom is to stop prey. Their gut digests the prey. And how that's true is I had many people have gaboon vipers and other bittis that would just eat the frozen thug and without biting it. So
if you don't have them in an aquarium, no matter how much light you put on them, it gets filtered out through plastics and stuff. So
lighting, their plastic screening, all that does do. I will give you an example. I have our Adalbras, right? And I have UVA, UVB on them. I had to get a stronger UVA, UVB bulb because the screening filtered out so much it wasn't reaching the bottom of the cage.
crazy.
So the screening, and I brought this up to Ryan, and I said, hey, what levels of UVA, UVB needs to go through this? And the perfect example is you can sit inside your home right next to a window with the sun shining through, and then someone can sit outside the window on the outside in the sun. They will get burned and you will not. They will get a sunburn. Or put your car window up and put your hand next to the window, like you would be, the driving tan, and then roll down the window. You'll get burned, but if not, the window blocks out that UVA and UVB. So, bottom temps, like for my Adalbra hotspots are 120. That's what you're asking. If you're asking for my leopard geckos, all leopard geckos have bottom heat. I keep my back 98 degrees to 101. 6-quart tubs get put at 95. So baby tubs are 95 degrees in the back. Adult tubs 99 to 101, 102 because they're in 28 quarts, and the front of them tubs are around 77 degrees.
If you find it laying on a heat spot constantly, you probably should turn your heat up.
100%. I recommend anyone that's got leopard geckos, anything, buy a heat gun. They're $20-$30. One of them laser heat guns. They're amazing. I do have VivTech lighting. I do have some. I have some VivTech lighting. I don't have any problem with it at all. It works just like they say it does. So, I know Ryan and Erica personally, so I have VivTech stuff. Back heat temps are different than bottom heat temps. Very much so. I do have racks that have back heat and some that belly heat. My 6-quart tubs, though, I try to, because if I turn them up to 100 degrees, that whole tub is cooking. So, yeah. Most of my baby tubs are belly heat, though. My baby tubs, some of my breeder racks are old-fashioned back heat stuff. So, and my thermostat probes are set 3 inches in underneath the tub. That's where my probes are at. Yeah, I got tons of stuff, dude. I can do this all day. I can do this all day. I like geckos. Geckos are fun.
That they are. Not to change the subject, but what do you think about all the train crashes? The one in Ohio, they had one in Louisiana, Detroit, Texas, Arizona had a trucker.
I think they should get better train tracks. I have no clue.
It's crazy.
I have no clue. The one in Ohio is pretty bad though.
The one in Ohio is really bad.
Because
So is
like
the one in Louisiana.
they're showing the water, like stuff has a stuff in the water, and I'm like, why are you even near it? Aren't they supposed to be evacuated or something? Or are they back?
I don't
now?
know. I wouldn't want to be there.
Jeez, everyone wants to know why I want to move to Utah in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Go out in the middle of nowhere.
I hear
Like Zion, go next to Zion. Or Zion. If you don't know what Zion is, guys, everyone should know what Zion is. It's a national park, but go out near St. George and just live the rest of my life. Be done. That's what I wrote that down. Socially talk. You want to know what I wrote down? Just today. That's really weird that he brought that up. I'm like, what are the sheep being distracted from?
the UFOs.
No, they're posting about that.
Yeah, but they slowed down. But I'll tell you what's happening right now. Next week, Putin's giving a speech, and he's going to bring the USSR type of thing. It's not going to be Russia. It's going to be back to the way it used to be. And he's going to make a speech about it.
Do you know? This is my opinion. I always say, stay over there. You guys do what you do, and we do what we do. We good.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care what Putin does. I don't care. Go do what you do, and let that country deal with what they deal with. Let them do what they do. It's not our job to take care of them. We can't even take care of our homeless. Why are we taking care of Russia's homeless? Or why are we taking care of other countries' homeless? What are we doing?
Well, we're not taking care of Russia. That's for sure.
Yeah. But I'm saying anyone else. We can't even take care of our own. So why don't we just redo it and just say, okay, we'll take care of North America because Canada's and I think Australia's, our treaty countries. We'll say, okay, whatever. But we're going to take care of us for right now. We're just going to take care of us for right now.
Wyoming, North Dakota is North Dakota is kind of nowhere-ish, but I got a train track that runs right by my house.
Dude. The reason I wanted Utah is I like mountains and I'm close enough to the Rockies. I got the Sandstone Mountains. I got the Grand Canyon right there. If I'm in St. George, I got the Grand Canyon right there. I can go to Nevada if I wanted to. California's right there. I can hit all New Mexico's close enough. I can hit all these nice areas, and the wildlife is different than Wisconsin. Wisconsin wildlife's okay. We got bear, we got deer, we got elk, not elk, we got moose, stuff like that. We have wildlife, but not like out there.
No, it's different.
So I want to go out there. That's my dream. Own my tortoises and be done. My roaches are breeding finally.
That's good.
Yeah, I went in there and I probably got like 200,000 again. Oh my god! Oh, I got dirty because my floor is dirty in the basement.
I want
flawless built.
Yeah, I still want that albino iguana. I think that thing is so cool. I like that. Flawless.
That's my flawless has on my table because that's my favorite things. So I'm looking at resetting my breeders into a different setup. What are your thoughts? What kind of setup you talking about? You gonna go racks? You gonna go not? Where's what you gonna go? I mean, whatever works for you. I
you gotta do what works best for you.
Cleanliness is now we might get in a little bit of a tiffy, but cleanliness is more important than size. So if you put them in 28 quarts or you put them in 20-gallon tanks, but you don't clean it, but if you put them in 12 quarts, you clean them all the time, 12 quarts are better. Cleanliness is important. Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, God. My Red Runners exploded. I put them in a bigger tub, and now they've exploded. So, what I would do, I mean, I'm a breeder, so 28 quart done, 32 quart V30s, whatever, and go from there. 20 longs are good for a single gecko. Anyone that says no and they're putting them in 30 quarts anyway is same thing. It's the
Yeah,
same.
same footprint almost.
Yeah, so 20 longs. Longs are heated and they got moist hides. Ooh, I'm tired. I can't stop yawning. You can tell I've been cleaning stuff. Goo Gone. I got Goo Gone and alcohol.
Electronic stuff.
Yeah, I've been selling on eBay. I think I've sold like 5 things since I've gone on tonight. I got my cutter for my labels. Let's see. Stack of envelopes. And then let's see what I got in here. Oh, my dirty scale. It's a dirty scale, but I don't care. Let's see what else I got. See what we got in here. See if we got anything worthwhile. I got Constantine. That's a rare game. I should clean this up. I should take stickers off of it. Got Constantine, Quidditch, GameCube, Shadow Wars. I got like 4 or 5 of these. The Herbs. That's not that rare. Damnation for the PS3. This is kind of a rare game. It's only the game. It's a rare game. Player Choice, The Sims. That's kind of a cool game. And then Junji. I have no clue. I didn't know it was worth money. Let's see. I got tons of games here. These games sell pretty quick. I think this one sold. I got any of the wrestling sell. Then I got a disc copy. Then I got another one with the Undertaker on the front. Charlie Factory, the Chocolate Factory, and SSX. I think I showed them last week. These here, the discs don't even play, and I sold them both today.
Huh.
25. Oh, was it 20? I forget. It was like 20 and 15 or 25 and 15. What else I got? Ninja Turtles for the Nintendo. Got a couple of those.
Frank has a question here.
What's up?
In your expert opinion, what size do you think are the bare minimal size tub for a leopard gecko?
A baby, I don't think you should ever put a baby leopard gecko in anything bigger than a 6 quart. And if it's an adult, I don't think anything smaller than a 12 quart at all, or they will go downhill. If you keep it
stressed out.
Yeah, if you put an adult in a 6 quart, it's going to be pooping so much, urate so much, and eating so much, and it's just going to be in its own waste. I'm moving all my adults 28 quart or 30 carts, whatever that footprint is. All my adults, whoever I go with, if I go with Vision, if I go with Next Level Displays, whoever I go for that 30-ish quart is where I'm going with all my adults.
Division racks are nice. The 28 quart ones that they have are really nice. I like those.
So that's what I'm leaning towards. Now, there's a few reasons. Vision's going to give me a discount. I can always add levels to them because you can just keep going. So if you got super tall and you got ladders, you can go to the ceiling if you want. You can customize any. So I can customize a few down and put a countertop on top of them and have a counter working area. You can customize them a little bit more. So I'm leaning towards the Visions. I'm leaning towards that. How are temps in Dakotas? Oh, Dakotas are cold, homie.
Very cold. Next week, the highs are going to be a minus.
Yeah, so it's cold, but I mean, you can go via. I think that with the direction that leopard geckos are going and the way people are pushing, CB70s are probably going to be where it goes.
Yep.
Eventually, someone's going to say CB70s. I can breed them in this, and a leopard gecko gives you 10 eggs. You get $1,000. The CB70 slot's only $200. $300 for one slot, that because you break down how much each slot costs you eventually, and you're making $1,000 off that gecko. Why can't you put them in a CB70? That's probably where it's going to go.
Ken, I have no idea about that, but I did the food before you gave it to the leopard gecko. They would slowly change color, just like a pink flamingo truly isn't pink. They add the color to it. It's what they eat that makes them pink.
Oops, I want this one. Now for the heavy crested gecko breeders, what do you think are the bare minimum for adults? That's tough. I don't know. I know what I do. I know what I do. They're in them. They're in tubs like this size. They're like
Yeah, they're like the 30-gallon tubs, right?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah. I'm ready for this. I keep my crested geckos paired up year round.
Some people do that.
I never had a problem.
No.
But I mean, I don't breed on crested geckos. The fad is starting to fade, so it's going to come back down to reality. But they are amazing pets.
Oh, absolutely. I think they're awesome. I really like them.
Yeah, crested geckos are amazing. There's nothing wrong with them. They're amazing.
Mark, you say that, but I think it's where you're going because I think anybody could sell them. The permits are only like $5. That's just a way for the state to make money.
I'm about licensing for selling.
Well, you got to get permits to even own a reptile in Jersey. It's like, so he said, I don't know if you go to a pet store and buy like a lizard or something, you got to get a permit for it. If you buy a gecko, you got to get a permit for it.
That's always fun. I want a permit. I need a permit. I want a permit. Let's see what's going on here. Nothing's going on. Nothing.
Nope.
I thought something special was going on, but nothing going on.
Nope. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm just today. Like I said, today is tiring because it was actual launch for the S73 or S73
S23.
One of my stores blew up and had tons and tons and tons all day, and then my store I was actually in didn't do so well, but we should rebound tomorrow. We should see what's going on.
Yep.
So, and then Sunday I'll be in the zoo, and Wednesday I will start. I gotta get chow made. I haven't made any chow, but next week I got a scaled up expo in Rothschild.
Sweet, that'll be cool, huh?
Scaled up. Yeah, Dylan came over to my house because he lives local, and we had a birthday party for my granddaughter on Wednesday, and we were talking about some stuff and planning out the year. We bounce ideas off each other. And you miss I'll actually have kind of like Heidi Bolds, kind of. I got a Bold off of Heidi male, and I got a female that is from a female that came from Seth. So we'll see where that goes. That'd be my first, cool. My first quality ever Bolds I've ever bred. I breed boldish animals, but I don't breed anything on the level of Heidi and Seth. The zoo's doing good. I gotta decide where I'm going with it. Because I can't be there every day, all day, because I work, and Gary's a dumb jerk that doesn't like asking people for funding. So I was talking to my wife, Laura, and I said, maybe I should just go back to being a huge gecko breeder and do other species like Leachianus and stuff like that, and set up the whole damn place to be a breeding facility. And we'll see what we do. But I'm not totally sure. But the animals are doing good. I got an arachnid wall. Got the bearded dragon wall. Got the Nile monitor. The Nile monitor got like ill for a little bit. Took that to the vet, and he goes, "Oh, he's dehydrated." I'm like, "Dude, he like sits in his water all the time." So he got some medication. He's kind of bouncing back, but he worried me for a bit. He's only like 9 years old. So he should be fine. I mean, they live 20s, so 20, 30 years old. So I'm hoping he's fine. But he refused food like 3 days in a row. And if no one knows a Nile monitors don't refuse food. So
no, they do not.
So I was like really worried about, like, I was like, okay. So we took him in, and like legit, I had him and I put him on a table. He just laid there. He was just there.
Well, that's That would worry me too.
So the vet, gave us some stuff. We talked about it. That's what's cool about my vet. We talk things through like I like to do, and we agree on what we're gonna do. He gave it some, I forget what it was. It pepped up in about an hour. It pepped up a little bit. He still didn't eat that day, but he did eat some roaches the day after that, and he's been only eating roaches, which is fine. Nile monitors can live on roaches. It's fine. But he won't eat his chicken, his turkey, nothing. Nothing seemed wrong with him other than dehydrated. But he like sits in water sometimes like an alligator. So do I breed bearded dragons? No, kind of. My daughter does, but she had infertile eggs. It would be cool to have a section for mantids and communal. I want that, and I'm working on it. I want it so bad. See, my problem is funding for a zoo is expensive. So I want it to be free to walk through. Even if I charge, I wouldn't make enough money from walk through anyway. So to feed these animals, I need to pull money from Warner Exotics, which would be a tax write-off, but at the same time, it costs a lot. So I'm working on it. Lucas H, any tips on selling geckos when you aren't well known in the hobby? Know your lineage. Make sure you buy from reputable people so you can say, don't sit there and say, oh, I bought from this person. He's really, really not well liked in the hobby. That can hurt you.
Yes.
Test out your animals. Make sure you know your genetics, and be all over social media and be honest. Don't be cocky or nothing like that. Just be all over social media and help people when you can, listen when you can, and post your pictures. And when people like what they see, they'll contact you for sure. Why do some reptiles refuse to be tamed? I just think we haven't worked with them enough. I know dwarf caimans and stuff like that are calm as can be. My Nile is a sweetheart to me, but doesn't like other people. I get in there like literally, and I'll pet him right on the head, and he's fine. If someone else try to go, he'll whip. He won't bite, but he whips pretty hard. Then I mean, like, I don't know, my arachnids. I'm probably gonna die one day. Probably gonna get stung by a death stalker or something. But I honestly think it's just the way we work with them. We try to put human emotion into animals, and it's wrong. A dog's gonna be a dog, a cat's gonna be a cat, a Nile monitor's gonna be a Nile monitor, and a snake's gonna be a snake. We got to stop putting our human emotions into animals.
Don't be like me speaking your mind all the time.
Yeah, I like how you speak your mind, though. There's a way to speak your mind and be good about it, and then there's a way to. I'm a firm believer. I think you should speak your mind always, and there's a way to speak your mind, because conversation leads to education. But at the same time, you should be receptive from other people's information. And that doesn't mean like, oh, I'm keeping a leopard gecko in 17 inches of sand and they bury in the sand and I feed them crickets, and be receptive to that information. We know that information is wrong. But be receptive to new information. If someone says, I keep my leopard gecko with UVA and UVB bulbs, and I see benefit from this, listen to what that benefit is. It might actually be true. So I'm a firm believer that speaking your mind's a good thing. I can never tell someone not to, because I was very vocal about venomoids back in the day. Hoser would still tell you I dislike Mr. Orner. That's how he would say it. he would tell me that 100%. And Ray Gushaw would be right there with me. If he was on right now, he'd be like, oh, Hoser. Ray Hunter would. I mean, I'm pretty sure Crutchfield would say the same thing. He's just a different animal. Hoser trademarked or copyrighted or whatever the term snake man. But he thinks no one can use the word snake man. But it's weird how it can be. You can't use it to monetize or something. It's a weird rule in Australia. But how are you going to go after someone outside Australia? Good luck. I don't know. I don't like the guy anyway. He's stupid. I said it. I don't care. I don't care. Come sue me, Hoser. Sue me, man. Bring it on. UV bulbs, and even loose substrate can both be beneficial when done right, but the key is needs to be done right. And I agree with you 100%, Josh. Most people don't do it right. I agree
So
with you.
true.
And that's what I'm saying is you're open and receptive to other people doing things, but you want to give the right information. And I'm a true believer there's experts in the field. There's expert in every field. I don't like thinking of myself as an expert. I hate when people say I'm an expert. I'm always learning every day, and I'm changing the way I do things every day. I could actually argue every single person and say, guess what? I bred more than anyone else in 12 quart and 6 quart tubs. Screw you. I produce amazing looking animals, and I've done it the right way. But I'm very receptive saying, I think 28 quarts is the way to go. I think my animals will benefit from it more. I might not benefit from it more, but that's not the ticket anymore for me. The ticket is my animals will benefit from that more doing it that way. So
If you're making your animals happy too, they'll produce better for you too.
I don't even care at this point. I keep track of stuff. I have a sheet, a spreadsheet. There's a shout out to Wally, right? Spreadsheet. That has all my breeder females on it. Okay, so all my breeder females go on the spreadsheet, and on that spreadsheet, I will put the male when I decide what male goes with it, and I pair it. The male it gets paired to, and the day it was paired. Okay. Then the next thing on it is when it starts laying eggs. It will get a date, how many eggs it laid, date, how many eggs it laid, date, how many eggs it laid. Okay. Then on the next spreadsheet, I have hatches. So then I will have all the females again. I don't need the male anymore because the male's on the other spreadsheet. And then it just has the dates. And it says date laid, two hatched, or one hatched. So I keep track down to how many duds I get, how many don't hatch, and all that good stuff. I keep all that. Then when they hatch, the hatch babies go all on a spreadsheet. It will say the mom, the dad, the incubated sex, because I don't care what anyone says. Just because you incubated for a male don't mean you get a male, and vice versa. The incubated sex, and then the true sex when I can sex it, and then the morph, the possible hets, and the hets get listed in a different section, and then I have a note section. So I have 3 to 4 spreadsheets a year I deal with, and that's what I do. Spreadsheets are it. I always recommend when somebody buys a gecko for me to start with paper towels and get the hang of it, and then do some research while they feel confident and try other things. I do the identical thing. Paper towels. Oh, it's a creature that feeds me. If it don't run and stay put, I'll be constantly feeding. There you go. Spreadsheet led by Frank, but I prefer to live in delusion. If I stand at the door and look cute and paw, it will be a bit. The large creature will bring me bugs. So that's it. So I'm always looking for ways to change my stuff. To be honest, the best profitable way for me to breed geckos is get all 28 quarts, put 4 females in each 28 quart, have a wall of 12 quarts with my males, and move the males to breed them 4 females, and then just pull the eggs as I goes. That would be the most profitable way for me to make money. I'm past that. I think I can do better than that. I think we all can do better than that. So
yeah, because you don't want it to be like a puppy mill. You want to have,
100%. So at that point, I won't be able to. I could tell the genetics if I do it correctly. I could put all eclipses in one that are het tremper, and then breed it to a raptor, and then I would know all the babies. I would know what they were. I could do it, but I wouldn't know the mom. So I don't want to be that person. So if me going to 28 quarts and single females, instead of breeding, 500 females a year, 600 females a year, I only breeding 250 females a year. That's better for the hobby anyway. So it's not that big a deal to me. I would never. I use sandwich containers for hides. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I could not put a baby gecko in a sandwich container. I get in my babies too much, and I look at stuff too much. When they're their first 2 to 3 weeks of life, I'm looking at them all the time. So sandwich containers wouldn't work. Geckos generally, if I keep them in transferring situations in a single 40-gallon, but with an option of separation, how do I deal with that? Separating them, I mean, they make dividers for the 40 gallons. They didn't make dividers. Yeah, that's what I use them for, lay boxes. That's what I use sandwich containers for. And in my 28 quarts, I use them big ones. I got a deal one year at Walmart or somewhere, and the 2-pack of Rubbermaids with the red lids, they're kind of like maybe 2.5 inches tall. That's what I use on a lot of my lay boxes. I'm kind of getting upset because I've been washing them so much. You can start, I'm starting to feel the texture more. So I got to get new ones. And then I incubate in my little Dollar Tree containers. That's what I incubate in. I hatch a lot. I try not to be cocky, but when I tell people and they yell at me, I'm like, well, I've hatched probably more than you. So I probably have. And I was like, it doesn't mean that your way's not working. It's just, this is what's working for me at this time to hatch my babies. And I put some very rare stuff in there, and I don't even worry about it, dude. I'd put them up and whatever. We Gucci. Yes, I say Gucci all the time. I have an old DM that would say Gucci all the time. She got me saying Gucci.
Yeah, he said that to me today. We're Gucci, bro.
We're Gucci. I want to see some leopard gecko egg juggling. I actually will. I will actually take. I think I got it up on my TikTok. I might even have it on my YouTube.
I've seen it.
I roll eggs. I do rolling. I'll even do this, and I'll put it away, and they'll hatch. Leopard gecko eggs. I'll take eggs. I'll take Cypher rainwater stuff. I'll take Cypher whatever you want, and I'll take them at a month after incubating and roll them for you. I'll hatch. People, I mean, I don't like teasing the people that mark the top of the eggs. I don't like teasing them people. That's the way they feel comfortable. There's nothing that can come from harm. There's nothing that can be harmed that way. But the only time I step in is when they say you have to do it that way. You don't have to. Leopard gecko eggs, it doesn't hurt it. Rolling the eggs, yeah. The marking at the top. Now, if you go into snake species and some other gecko species, you cannot roll the eggs. After 2 to 3, 4 days to a week, the embryo attaches to a spot on the egg.
Even an hour with some.
Yeah, very quick. And once they attach on that egg, you don't want to roll it anymore. Leopard geckos do not attach to the egg. I don't know about crested geckos.
I don't have an issue moving them.
I was gonna say I do crested geckos just like I do leopard geckos. I hate crested geckos. Well, I don't hate them. I just hate that they take forever to breed and then they take forever to hatch. So I had an egg fall on the tile floor from 2 feet high or more, and it's still. Oh yeah, dude. The first time. Oh, I will tell you a story. I used to do YouTube. I used to be a very big YouTuber. So the channel's gone. It was hacked into and deleted. Blah blah blah. I used to be a very big YouTuber. I was bigger than Snake Bites. And JMG at the time used to watch my stuff, and I used to do his videos. But he watched my stuff, and he's seeing me take these eggs real gentle, and I'm putting them in there. And he goes, Gary, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, dude, I take care of my eggs. He goes, they're not ball python eggs, bro. I'm like, what? This is senior telling me this. He goes in to his, and they used to incubate in just deli cups like I do. Well, now I'm smaller, but deli cups. He took the eggs out and rolled them all around in the container like this with his finger and goes, watch, they'll hatch. All of them did. Every single one of them. And he goes, you can juggle these if you want. And I'm like, oh, come on. And ever since that day, that was like 2006. I've never worried about it ever.
The reason that they do that is because in the wild, when a group of females will lay eggs on top of each other, and then they dig holes and push the other eggs out of the way and lay eggs, and that's why they need to be hardy.
Yeah, that's what I was showing. They had to be. I was just showing when I rolled them and stuff, just to say they're hardy. They have to be, like you said. The female will go back, or other females will dig and push, but hey, dude, leopard gecko eggs are. Anyone that says leopard gecko breeding is hard, it's probably the easiest. It's probably the easiest reptile to breed by far. Literally, You feed them. The females can be underweight, and they will ovulate, and a male will breed it, and they will produce eggs for you. So, yeah, leopard geckos are like the easiest. Where it comes down to it is know what to pair with what, and getting a design in your head and saying, I want to hit that design, and trying your best to figure out how to mix them together to make that design. And
You have seasoned Leos. What did you season them with? Lemon pepper or?
that's what
I'm just busting your chops. I'm just busting your chops, Mark.
Just like people think picking up leopard geckos by their tail's bad.
I do it.
I mean, I do it all the time. I transfer my leopard geckos. You can come to my shop right now, and I have, let me think, I have one macularis missing a tail I got from Sykes that way. Literally, I got it from Sykes that way. I have a NDBE female that I bought that way. It was missing half its tail, well, regrown half its tail, and I haven't bred her in years because I don't have anything to test her to. I don't think she's NDBE. I think she's Marble Eye. Now I got a Marble Eye. We'll find out. She has half a tail. Let me think who else. Maybe one other animal. Maybe one other female. All the rest have tails.
I have two that had nipped tails from when I had them when they were hatchmates, and I put them in a thing. One bit one's tail. Just took the tip off. It's not like the whole tail's missing or nothing. Just...
Oh, dude. I won't shake the eggs or nothing. I probably wouldn't juggle them either, but they're so hardy. As for tails, I typically don't pick them up by them, but I do like to desensitize them by touching them and put them up. I pick them up and I'll just move them. It's another thing that JMG showed me right away. I wouldn't pick anything up under 15, 20 grams that way because they do get a little freaked out. But once they get some girth to it, they don't care no more. Because, ready for this? Touching their tail don't make them drop their tail.
No.
You could squeeze their head and they'll drop their tail. You could squeeze their body and they'll drop their tail. You could squeeze their hand and they'll drop their tail. Their tail is a defense mechanism. When they get scared or think they're going to die, they drop it. So it has nothing to do with touching their tail. Nothing. Now, when they probably get nipped, they probably let that little bit go. That's probably. But when you pick them up, you can make their drop their whole tail. If you ever go into a group breeding and someone dropped their whole tail, they probably got in a fight.
I had that one male, just the tip of his tail got bit off, but the female got it. And then the other one, like a couple weeks ago, which looks really good. It's healed up pretty good. Where the male grabbed her, and it didn't break off. He just took a big piece of skin off it, but it's better now.
Weird. Yeah, they heal.
I showed
fast.
You the picture.
Yeah, leopard geckos heal really fast too. Reptiles are. That's why when a reptile gets like my Nile monitor did, it's serious because they hide their illness so well. They have to. In the wild, you're ill, you're gonna die. Someone's gonna eat you. So they're really good at healing quickly and hiding their impalements. They're really good at that.
Yep.
So and then humans are really good at caring for things like that, and animals that should be called off. And I don't mean it to be mean, but would be called off in the wild, would be eaten by something else. That's the way I should put it.
Sure.
We nurse them to health and get them big because we love the animals. So in theory, the weak survive in our collections because of us, which is fine. I wouldn't kill an animal ever. But that in the wild, them animals would, perish because of their deformity or whatever they're going through. Humans are a parasite, so we'll be talking about that on social media. Or socially talk.
Yes.
Humans are a freaking parasite. Humans suck.
We are. We do.
Yeah, fat is stored. Well, more nutrition is stored in the tail. It's really weird. I recommend if you ever do get a drop tail to cut it open. Look at it. If you ever don't pull a tail off a gecko to do it, but if you ever get a drop tail, cut it open and look at it. It's really different.
They are.
So, yeah, like stuff like that. Like, what else? Like eyesight. When a gecko loses their eyesight and like they get stuck shed, when they get if you don't keep moist enough, they get the stuck shed. That animal goes downhill really, really fast. So certain elements make things go down really fast. That's why when large collections you need to be in it. That's why I don't like the sandwich container thing. How do you know if something's going on with the back one? I mean, going through all those just have to be hell. Like getting an opening every single one every day or every other day to make sure a baby's okay. I mean, I can go and see my geckos and go at it. That is just a weird thing. So if you house 2 season breeders, what housing is best? Biggest you can afford. That's what I say. Some say it's fat, but I find that hard to believe when a gecko itself isn't fat at all. Exactly. That's what I was getting at. I don't think it's fat either. I think it's a muscle that can grow. I think it's something that I'm probably going to sound stupid here because I'm not a scientist or a veterinarian, but I think it's a actual muscle tissue that can grow quickly. I don't think it's fat because they lose it so fast too.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, what I would do, the biggest you can afford. I mean, the biggest you can afford and put in your house is the best. But 28s are where I'm going right now. That's where I'm going to go with all my collections. 28s. That's the new OE standard for me. Geckos are fun. I'm trying to save up to get a new switchboard, an audio switchboard.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Oh, and I got to show that thing, don't I? I keep forgetting because I don't get on Instagram. Guys, if you guys are watching this, I don't go on Instagram. So when you guys send me Instagram messages, you're probably not going to get a reply to really quick. And I forget about Instagram very quickly. Yeah.
Well, even if it is muscle, you still can live off it.
Yeah. I'll give you an example. I mean, I don't want to put human emotion into geckos, so I don't know if this is true. But if you are a heavy-set guy like myself, and I stop eating, my body will attack the muscle before it attacks the fat.
I'm not going to say I'm fat. I'm not going to say I'm heavy set. I'll say I'm fat.
Yeah, I'm a big boy. I weigh. Some people say I carry it well, but I'm a big boy. I need to lose some more weight. I do. I need to lose weight, and I know this. And I gotta find that thing. Yeah. So. So I am going to post this up. I got it all up. So when we get to it, we will post to it. But yes, we got a giveaway Noble Family geckos in Xeno, Heidi, Texas Kid, Green Mountain Dragon, Interstellar geckos and stuff are doing. It's kind of helped me out. I apologize for not getting Instagram. Instagram is one of it's hard to get a hold of me on Instagram. The best way to get a hold of me is Facebook and keep messaging me. Because I lose Andrew's messages on Facebook sometimes. And I just lose the message, and I'm like, oh yeah. Because the truth is I run Verizon's. So during the day, some days I'm not even on my computer or nothing. I'm selling phones and training people and coaching people and trying to make money. And then when I'm home, sometimes I don't really like coming down here and doing anything. I just sit in bed. And then I'm at the zoo. So I'm at the zoo. I got hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds, if not thousands of animals to take care of. I just don't want to tell people how many geckos I have. I have a lot. I'm going to make a post on Fauna Radio about this. And I'm going to also get a picture put up here of this. I am working on that, Noble. I promise you, I'm working on that because I am off Sunday. I'll be at the zoo, and then I got like in the morning. I'll come down here and work on some stuff, and then and by Sunday night I'll have it all up and going. Boom. Let me see what we got going on here. I don't have it set up. Share my screen.
I could send you a picture of it.
Yeah. Well, no, I got it. I got a picture of it.
I didn't know you had it.
Yeah, and then I can just explain it. I just got to share my screen. I didn't have it all set up. Cancel because stupid StreamYard. I hate you, StreamYard. You gotta change all your stuff.
StreamYard has changed completely.
100%. It's dumb. Let's see what that does. There we go.
There it is.
So what this is you go over to reptipost.com and they're giving away a gecko. I'm going to look at my other screen because this screen in front of me is a little small and Gary's old. And but it's free to enter. You go over to reptipost.com and you post a picture of your animal and tag US Ark. US Ark is very important to me, guys. If you guys haven't noticed the sign behind me, US Ark is a very important thing to me. Heidi of Xeno Gecko Morphs and Tristan of Texas Reptile Kids. Then we have Adam of Green Mountain Dragons and Interstellar Geckos. Why is it the Noble Family Geckos? Why can't I think of their name? Interstellar. Send me your name. I'm having a brain fart. But there are multiple geckos and other prizes. All you got to do is go to ReptiPost, guys. ReptiPost is a Facebook for us. It is owned by me, nobody else. ReptiPost is me. Post your animals, post them for sale. There's a marketplace up there. There's chats in there. You can make your own pages. You can do whatever you want. It is Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook built in the one. I put a lot of time into it, a lot of time, and it's owned by me. I'm not going to stop you from doing what you want to do. I'm not going to stop you. Post, have fun, do what you got to do. Tag US Ark in this and post your pictures and look at this. These guys are going to give away some cool prizes, and all these people are amazing people. I love them all. And can I just say that Heidi got a really cool logo?
Yes, she did.
Oh, dude, that logo is hot. Shannon, that's it. Shannon, thank you. Interstellar Shannon. But Frank, I will get to that. How many people messaged me in a second? 1 second, buddy. But yes, ReptiPost, I feel these guys did this. I didn't even ask them to do this. They came to me and wanted to do this, and it really shows that they care about what I have on ReptiPost. I don't even get to ReptiPost because of Verizon and stuff. I am working to leave Verizon one day, and I will be doing just Owner Exotics myself. But this is just a really big thing. And I'm going to tell you, Noble, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to get you my phone number. I will get you in contact, and you can just contact me. That's going to be the fastest way to contact me. And most people, anyone, I do have an OE number and a personal number. I do have that, and blah, blah, blah. But Owner Exotics number is down right now because I lost the phone. I don't know where it's at. Like, I misplaced it. So I don't have that phone right now. I got a replacement coming again. So whatever. It's bad. But get over to reptipost.com, guys. Check it out. Have some fun. Check it out and get that contest. Free geckos, man. Free geckos. Geckers are cool. Geckers are cool. It is a fun collaboration. That's what I'm talking about. And how many messages do I get a day? Oh, geez. If you take, I don't know what I get on Instagram because I rarely get over there, but I know I got 38 messages over there. I just looked at it today and I was like, oh, geez, I got to get over there. And I might get 50 to 80 on Facebook. I get about 250 to 450 emails a day personally. Then on my work, I get about 80 emails a day in work. Text messages, I probably get around 200 to 300 text messages a day.
I try, Noble.
What's
I
that?
try. Have your back.
Yeah, I guess that. Yeah, just a second. Hold the hell yeah, I can. StreamYard's stupid. StreamYard, just get things back. put it back the way I like it. I pay you
It's-
$50 a month.
It is different.
I mean, some of the stuff's cool, but I wish I could put it back the way I liked it.
I mean, seriously, I can add stuff like this. Look, boom, I can do that now. I never used to be able to do that.
See, that's cool. That's cool. I trust you. Do what you got. I know you're busy. Yeah, but no, but it's just because I'm busy. It's just I'm stupid sometimes. Let's go ahead. See, now I got to figure out how to share screen. Where's my window?
It's usually
Oh,
at the bottom,
there
right?
we
Oh,
go. That's what I want. So here is a link. I am going to just put this up in the chat. It's going to post on all what's up, dude. Texas Reptile Kid. Here's the USR
there
thing.
he
It's pretty
is.
important. My homie. So it looks like it posts 3 times to me, but it posts on you on all the things. So
Yeah.
the Oregon House Bill 1324 bans animal programs with thousands of species, including all tortoises, monitor lizards, sugar gliders, and more. Scroll down and fill out the form in just a few seconds to send emails to your state legislator and committee members. Then also send emails from your own email using the alert from USARC 23OR. So if you can, if everyone that's listening to this now and if everyone that listens later, please go to the link that I just posted in the chat and fill this out. And USARC makes it easy. You can copy and paste it.
And become a member of USARC. It's very important.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you, this is why I have not monetized Fauna Radio. And I'm going to have a Patreon. It is coming, but it would mean the world to me if you would take $5 a month and join USARC. You don't have to send me proof. You don't have to send me nothing, but take $5 a month. 5. That's less than a Starbucks coffee. And join USARC. It would mean a lot to me. I would
Strength in numbers, so correct.
Yes. So this here is something that we need to do. USARC, I don't know how. I have no clue how he does it, guys. How he comes up and knows about the HB 3214 and knows all these local things, and he's on it.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think all these states are trying to outlaw traveling education?
I don't think it has anything to do with my truth without getting a conspiracy too much. I think this is just to hide something that they are trying to do. So people think reptiles are big and scary. So they put this on there and people vote against it because so they can slide something else in there. That's my personal opinion. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why.
Because they did it, they're trying to do it there, and they've done it in a few other places already.
I don't like legislation. I don't like rules. I don't like anything to do with it. But I am a firm believer that you should be. It should be regulated by us. And not everyone should own an alligator. I deal with it all the time. I hate it. Dude, thank you. Let me put that up. There we go. FYI for the giveaway, there are coupons and USARC memberships going out, just not geckos. The USARC membership, man, dude. I'm telling you, guys, to talk about USARC. I got in a conversation about a month and a half ago. So if you catch me at certain times on Facebook, I can have a conversation for 15, 20 minutes pretty easily if you catch me at the right time. And I'll sit there and talk to a person. They're like, oh, wow, I'm talking to Gary. I'm like, it's nothing special. It's just I'm sitting down for a minute. And I got in this conversation. It said USARC is not important. And that's the furthest from the truth. If it wasn't for USARC, HR 669 would have went through.
Oh, and then we wouldn't have nothing.
The HR 669 was dangerous. It was dangerous. Like goldfish were going to be illegal. Hamsters. So I'm not a lawyer. I'm not Phil. I don't know all this legal mumbo jumbo, but I do know that I have a few memberships for US Arc. Um, I'm a firm believer that now, if you can give them more money, cool. But I sign up everyone for a $5 membership that I in my family. So they're going to get $5 for each person every month. And that $5 membership, I don't get a t-shirt or nothing. I don't want one. I don't want a t-shirt. I don't need it. That costs US Arc money to send me. So my membership money didn't all go to him. All my $5 goes to him. So now I'm not saying don't do to join and don't get your, if you want your shirt, get your shirt, to get your shirt. But I am going to be talking to Phil. I'm going to be trying. I really, really, really want to do a 24-hour Fauna Radio. Now, I don't know if we can do a 24-hour. I got to talk to StreamYard about because I think we only can do 12-hour stream.
Yeah, but then you can stop and start it up again.
That's what I make sure we're allowed to do. So, I want to talk to Phil, and I want to get time, and I'm going to try to do the whole darn thing and maybe take half-hour breaks while other people talk, and people just jump on and talk, and I walk away, go get something to eat, and come back down. And I don't want to do it for a money drive. I want to do it for a membership drive. I just don't know how to do it because I want Phil to be able to give me a counter and say, we're getting from this time to this time, we got this many more members. And I can put it out there and say, dude, we got 80 more members. We got 100 more members, or I wish I could say thousands. That would be amazing. That would be, but then I could have like a Ray Gushaw stop in, and we could have a Ray Hunter stop in for a half hour. We can have all these guests just stop in randomly during the day and during the night. And it would be, I just would really like that. I'm a US Arc.
I think it would be fun.
I can't wait. I have 3 membership personally. See, if someone can't afford it, I just hit me up and I'll buy you a membership. See, there it is. A membership is so important. I would love Phil to say, hey guys, we hit the 500,000 membership mark. Do you know how many billions of dollar industry the reptile world is?
Oh, it's up there.
Now, I'm not going to say there's a billion people that keep reptiles. I'm not even going to say that.
No.
But there's over 2 million.
The United States alone has 5-6 million boa constrictor keepers.
Yeah, so let's just say we're at 10 million. And we don't even have 500,000 people in US Arc. That's what I'm thinking. This revolving guests is stop in. Leo, I need your autograph though, bro. I can't wait to go listen to that. You don't even understand, bro. Frank, to tell you the truth, I don't know if you guys know this was my dream. And I own some domains that are pretty legit. I wanted to have it where, okay, there's 2 things. I wanted a radio station that was all about animals, Animalia Radio, and I had the radio servers, and I was going to be able to go on. Well, I had to apply, but like satellite radio, I was going to apply, and I was going to have talk shows and music and different talk show podcasts go up on there. Like Evan would send me his file for his podcast, I put it in rotation, and then if I got 60 Strength and Leo podcasts, and I had 60 of mine and 60 of other people's, the rotation would just get where it wasn't repeating everything all the time. And then we would have live shows on it. And that's what my dream was, to have that. And then I would have Zilla advertising on it, and, US Arc advertising on it. We'd have commercials. That was my dream. And the other dream was we have all these YouTubers, and they were reptile people and animal people. There's animal people that you guys don't even know about. They're photographers and wildlife. And I was going to make a Netflix. I have a program that I wrote from scratch that's something like Netflix. So you can go on, and I'm building the apps too. And you can go on, and I wanted to have like the Dave Kaufmans, and even if you didn't agree with the person, like the Tyler Nolans, get their YouTube videos and get the videos up and the movies up of animal movies, and go after National Geographics and have it be, it's all wildlife and animal keeping and pet hobby and just us. And I wanted it. I wasn't going to make $1 million. I probably wouldn't make a nickel, but that's what my dream was. And I code.
Look, don't say that. Say that's what your dream is.
Yeah, that's what we do. Repty Post knocked me down, and what Texas Kid and Noble and Heidi and Adam are doing for me, and it's mind blowing because I coded and I would stay up at night coding Repty Post and coding it and coding it and coding it and coding it and changing it for us, and then I put it up and it wasn't used, and I was like, oh, and it's depressing to me sometimes. I go there, I'm like, oh, no one's using it, so I don't do nothing. But I need to get more involved in that. So I didn't put up. Now, I own a domain called reptilepodcast.com. I own it. Now, many people know that. Now everyone should know it. I own reptilepodcast.com. I own Animalia Radio. Animalia means everything animal. Animalia is Latin for animal. So I own animaliaradio.com, and but Reptile Podcast, I'm going to try to dumb it down for anyone that has a podcast in reptile world that I know this sounds really mean, but that I agree with will be on there. And I don't need to agree with what you're saying, but you got to stand for something, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
So, like, you'll be able to find Fauna Radio on there, and you're gonna find Andrew's stuff on there, and you're gonna find my stuff and Evan's stuff, and there's a few other people that have podcasts on there. Or if you want to start a podcast, I'll host it. I don't care, for free. I don't care. I honestly don't care. I put a lot of money into Fauna Radio, and people think I don't, but I do. Dad's my homie. Look, he's got pre-signed a bunch of pics. Yes, I'm so excited. To tell you the truth, Leo, our one chat, I would like to get a picture of all of us, and we all sign the picture, like do 5, and then we all sign it and give it to each other. That would be cool. Because that chat means a lot to me. Yeah, but that was my dream. Repty Post is something I really hope takes off. There's a marketplace there. You guys can use it for free. 100%. Post what you want. I mean, that's pretty insane. Marketplace. And just to let you guys know, technically, you should be able to post your stuff on the marketplace on Repty Post and then put the link on Facebook, and you're not breaking the TOS.
Because it's coming off another website, right?
Because you can post your morph market on there. I'm not going to charge for the marketplace. I'm not going to charge for marketplace at all. Use it. Use it. If the server if I get so big that I got to move it to a bigger server, it's going to cost me more money. I'm hoping the advertisers pay for that. The reptileroom.org was huge. The reptileroom.org was a massive website, and I was paying server costs of $280 by the end of it a month for a server. And I taught myself from scratch how to run Linux servers because I couldn't afford a managed server. I had to manage it myself. I didn't know how to. I had to teach myself. Dude, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm trying to make it easy, and I brought some stuff back. I am coding another thing that I'm trying to do it. It's a server thing. I got to get another server so you guys can do live chats and post lives like this on there. It's going to cost me a little bit, but I have the coding for it, but I got to get the server, and then I got to pay for that server to be able to do it because the server I'm on can't handle it. We don't have FPEG, FFPEG, something like that to render video. It's really server intensive to render video. So my server I'm on cannot do it. It will cost me more money. But if people show interest and go to Repty Post, I have no problems getting a bigger server, and a server transfer will be nothing. You guys probably wouldn't even see it. The server transfer would happen. I go to a server, we can start rendering video, and you can actually record video on there. Then once I go live, your live would go through another server, and you would post live like this. And I would work with StreamYard, and I would make Repty Post where you could use StreamYard. I've already talked to StreamYard about it. I got the coding I need to put into my program. So StreamYard would work with it. So I do a lot of stuff. I don't sleep often. Does Frank know something? Did I say something about the trading cards? I might have.
I think you did.
I think I did.
Yeah, I think you did.
I did when I wanted to do trading cards and stuff. I was going to use that. With the trading card idea, I wanted all the profit to go to US Arc. So I didn't want any. I just wanted my money back. But it was going to cost me like $20,000-$30,000 to do what I wanted to do properly, and I just didn't think I would get my money back. And $20,000-$30,000 is a big hit. Now, doing basic trading cards is good, but I actually wanted to get breeders' autographs, stuff like that. I was going to get like, I know this is saying that I'm being cocky, but I was going to do like Mimsy's footprint on a card because Mimsy's kind of famous. Mimsy's footprint on a card and do like, there's 25 of these cards to do them as insert. Then I would have like another breeder that has a famous animal do the same thing. And then I would do autographs. Like, I know I'm just throwing a name like Brian Barczyk signed 10 cards, and that's a set signed autograph by Brian. That's what I'm telling you, dude. Trade them all like Pokemon cards. So I have that like all laid out. I have notebook. I have an actual 3-subject notebook that's about half full, just about the trading card deal. I drew out a design. People don't know this. I can draw somewhat. I was a pretty good artist at one time. So I drew out what I wanted the cards to look like, each insert to look like, everything. So I have trouble sleeping. Yeah, see, exactly. Rare ones have signature for different people. So to give you an example, like I mean, I could get, this is not gonna happen, but Robert Irwin, let's say I got Robert Irwin to sign like 1 card, 2 cards, and I put him in the set. And you had a chance to get that. The way around to make it a little cheaper is because you can't, what I have to do is I have to get them all printed. And then I have to send all these cards out and then get them signed or get the print, the stamps on whatever I'm going to do for the insert, get them cards back, make sure they're in good condition, send them all back to the manufacturer to package them and box them in retail boxing, and then get them back.
I'm ready to sign. No, just joking.
So no, that's what I'm saying. You could sign it too. That's what I already had you down. But the cheaper way would be, and it's really bad because it's cheaper, but not cheaper. But the easier way, it would cost about the same amount of money, is I print it all. I have them send me the insert decks that I'm going to do. They print a redemption card and randomly insert those and package them and retail them so I don't get it all back. And I send them out. And then when people get the redemption card, I mail them their card. That was the other way I could do it. But the shipping would cost me just as much as doing it the other way. So it's no benefit to me. It's just more time involved to me. Because then I would have redemptions all the time coming in.
Yeah.
I'll get some sleep after that. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. I got like tons of ideas. Like US Arc ideas. Oh gosh, I got so many ideas. US Arc to get memberships. If these auctions at Reptile Expos that get $3,000-$4,000 would just say, we're trusted. We know that these are. They sat out front, and then let's say the next show that they had, they took the $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever dollars that they had it in an account with a card, and says, okay, you haven't signed up for a US Arc membership. We're going to give you one free today. Then US Arc is still getting the money with the membership.
With the membership.
We're going to sign you up today. You're not a member? Here you go. Sign them up and pay for it. And just sign them up and pay for it. So at the end, they're going to get all the money plus memberships. So that's what I'm thinking needs to happen.
Bubba's in the house.
Hey, what's up, Bubba? How you doing today? I'm having a great night today. So that was an idea I had, but no show promoter liked it because they just wanted to send the money to US Arc, which it's a good, I mean, US Arc needs that money, but they're still going to get the money. It was just an extra process for us. I mean, put 4 computers out there and have one person say, oh, you're at the pay. I'm going to put the credit card in. It's done. I'm going to put the credit card in. I'm done. And they got their membership and they continue to do it. And if a reptile show got, let's say they had $3,000 but they got 100 extra people every show. Every show they signed up 100 people to US Art, and that would be amazing. Well, 100 people times what is it, 50? They could do like 80 at 3,000. Whatever they could do for 3 or 4, whatever they could do at that next show. That would be numbers. That would be such huge numbers. I love that. I mean, I don't know why no one does it. I brought it up. I'm an idea guy. Now, I do know that my friend that runs Scaled Up, he would be totally down for this. Dylan is an amazing guy, but we haven't had a 2-day or an auction at one of his yet. But Scaled Up is all about US Art. I promise you that. There's Dylan and Brittany are just built different. They're just we can do this. I'm getting a US Art tattoo on me here soon. Member for life. That's actually pretty cool. US Art means a lot to me. To give an example, none of my sponsors around here have given me anything. They earn their spots because of who they are. US Art is going to be there permanently, forever. The one scroll at the bottom, reptilepage.com, is a new site. I'm looking for writers. You like writing blogs? Write me stories. I'll make you an editor on there, and you can write stories all day long. Top 5 lists, top 10 lists. Write blogs. Anything you want to do. It's a newspaper site. Reptilepage.com is I'm looking for people. We don't make money. You gotta love to do it. Scale Up Expos is Scale Up Expos. I love Dylan and Brittany. Fauna Radio, I don't know who the hell they are. Reptipost.com, oh, we know who they are after we talked, and usarc.org. But we are going to start a Patreon. I thought about that. I thought about what you were saying. I need you that's listening to go post it right on Fauna Radio's Facebook page. Ideas you would like to see in a Patreon. What would cause you to join a Patreon? I don't know what to do.
Well, we can do giveaways on there that are for those members specifically.
I'll give away anything. I don't care. I give away stuff all the time. I need a pick of that. I need a pick. Blood in, blood out, baby. I bleed you outside. That's my homie. That's my homie. But I do want to say he's tattooing US Arc on him, right? I will tell you this: if you are in Wisconsin area or going up to a Scaled Up Expos, if you get Scaled Up Expos, the logo above me right there, tattooed on your body, that you can show in public. You can be covered up, but you can show it in public. So don't do it on your butt or nothing like that. You'll get in for life at the Scaled Up Expos. Last 4 of my social is mother's maiden name. I love Leo. So yeah, I mean, I'm just oh, never on your butt. Oh, never mind. On your butt.
Bubba, I'll get you those pictures one day this week here too. By the way, I'm sorry it's been a little hectic.
Yeah, Bubba, I need pictures too. I don't know what we're talking about.
I'll send you the pictures first.
I want pictures. But yeah, I mean, things are going good. But I got so many ideas, guys, running through my head. I have notebooks. I have Rocket books. You guys know what Rocket books are?
What are they?
Rocket books are a something that's good for the environment. It's a notebook. They're about 40 to 80 pages. You can buy either one. You can write on them and then scan them into your phone and organize them in folders and all that good stuff. And then take a wet cloth and wipe it clean.
Heard of them.
I love my Rocket book. It says, because here's Gary, someone that loves nature, and guess what? I'm killing trees left and right with notebooks. So I love my Rocket book. I write in it every single day, and once it's filled up, I clean the whole book. I scan in every day my thoughts. I walk around with a voice recorder. I do, so if something comes in my mind, I blah 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 blah.
Yeah, you told me that today, and I'm thinking, well, maybe I should get a voice recorder too. That way I can like bounce ideas, but my phone does it, so I don't need to walk around.
Well, the reason I don't use my phone is because if I touch my phone, I go on it, and I don't like it. Social media is the devil. So I got a voice recorder. The reason I got a voice recorder is T3. I had a T5. It don't have microphones, right? So like a T5, T6, T7, if they're not the I, you can't plug a microphone into them. And the audio on them suck. So I used to do the whole You set your camera up, you set your audio recorder up with a microphone, because this audio recorder you can put an external microphone. And you have ever heard, do you know what the clicker's for? When in a movie they go click, you know what that sounds for? Because audio is separated from video, and that click is how they match it up. So they're going to have heights in the sound, so they can match that up, so the sound looks good, and the mouth and the words are around the same. So I used to go set it all up, and I would clap. That's what I would do, and then I would start my video. So a lot of my older videos were done on a T5, and with that voice, and no one even knew it. They were separate tracks, and that's what I used to do. So, yeah. So I mean, I got that. I got the audio thing. I do. I record a lot of stuff. Ready for this? A lot of people don't like Mark Zuckerberg. That's how you pronounce the name. Facebook guy, right? Yeah. No one likes him. Everyone thinks he's a really bad guy, right? Go listen to a Joe Rogan interview with him. Ready? Why does I started thinking this. Now, he didn't say people hate him or nothing like that, but I started thinking about it, and this is what made me think about why people hate certain reptile breeders. Do they hate their past, or do they hate what he does now? I think some people are jealous of who Mark is. But he created something. I know their whole thing, he stole the idea from someone else, but he coded something, and he succeeded at it. And now he gives something to you for free. And because you can't use it the way you want, you hate the guy because he makes billions of dollars off of it. My problem is this. Someone said, if Mark charged $20 a month for Facebook from the start, he would probably make the same amount of money today, because it was out there. No one knew what it was. MySpace was the only thing. Facebook's different. But people wouldn't be complaining if they paid for it.
Nope. I agree with you on that.
People wouldn't be complaining. But since it's free, people think they're owed it. They're like, this is mine. It's not yours.
Then he would have a harder time censoring you if you paid for it, because then you'd be able to put your own content up, and you'd be able to say, no, this is what I want to say.
Well, then I tell people what I was talking. I was talking to my team today. I was talking to them, and I said, well, censoring. I mean, if you owned a website, would you allow anyone to say anything? Well,
no, probably not.
Well, no. Okay. So he's not allowing that. And Twitter doesn't. I don't care what anyone says. Twitter, you can't do anything on right now. People still banned, and they're paying for it. And Instagram. So you can't do anything anywhere. You can't walk outside your house and do anything you want. So there are certain things. So I say you can't. He's censoring people, right? He's censoring people, and they can't say certain things. But if someone put child pornography up, you want them to censor that, correct? Oh, I would. Yeah, I would 100%. But there's countries that allow what ages are adults in certain countries. So the internet's worldwide.
Yep.
So I would want that censored. I think that's garbage. Someone else somewhere else doesn't think that's garbage. That's what they would want. So why is Mark censoring me? There's certain things, certain places. Guess what? He doesn't. I don't know. I've never been in Facebook jail. I don't know what it's like.
Well, here's my problem. Okay. He'll let you sell anything you want, but no animal sales. And I don't get that.
I do. I know exactly why. I know exactly why. Because PETA's a big supporter of Facebook.
Yeah. That's what I mean. PETA. He favors PETA over everyone else. And that's
he doesn't favor PETA over everybody else. He favors PETA's money over everybody else. Yeah. Because you don't make him money, and PETA does. The reptile community doesn't make him money. PETA does. So he wants that money. It has nothing to do with animals. He could probably care less. He doesn't care. But PETA is 100% horrible. 100%. I get it. Yep. But what I'm saying is he just wants the money. So if you came in, if Andrew came in and had whatever let's say PETA gave, the number is going to be stupid because I don't know, $50 million a year. And you said, I'm going to give you $100 million a year if you get rid of PETA. He'd probably go, okay.
PETA's gone.
PETA's gone. We want Andrew now. And the example I can give you is we kind of see this in reptiles. There are certain people sponsoring a certain somebody that we don't agree with. Do you know how you vote? Every single person that's mad at Mark, why are you using Facebook?
That's true, and they don't go nowhere. You ever
They
notice
don't go
that?
no. They will
They
complain
just
all
stay
day.
there.
Why are you a Facebooker then?
If you have a
So
problem,
I'm
let 'em
not
leave
I'm
it.
not defending the guy. I'm just saying as I'm looking at it from another perspective outside the box. Because if I owned it, I'm going to let you guys know this. If I own Facebook and some company came up and goes, I want to give you $50 million to sponsor me, or not sponsor me, but I'm going to be part owner or whatever, but this can't happen. Okay. Cool beans. You know, I'm
That's why
just
he's a
saying.
billionaire. Yeah.
That's why he's a billionaire and we're not. You know, he came up with something. But I mean, same thing can be said with Instagram. I was having a talk with my team and my boss, and he was saying Mark's a dumbass. Mark is dumb. Mark's a jackass. Okay, I get it. But I sat there and said, "Do you use Facebook?" He goes, "No." I'm like, "Use Instagram?" Well, yeah, because he didn't create it. I'm like, "But he owns it."
Yes, he does.
What's the big difference? You're making a money. So vote with your dollar and stop using that platform.
Yep.
And then I'm going to turn around and go back. Everyone I meet says I'm a nice guy and I'm all for the hobby and all this other stuff, right? Everyone I meet, I mean, I have very few people that actually hate me in the hobby. I usually get along with everybody, right?
I have one that
Everyone's
hates me, but whatever.
everyone sits there and complains about Facebook and animals, correct? Can't post your animals for sale, right? You can't do this on there. And my page got banned and all this. So I spend time and make Repti post. Hey, animal people, go over there. You can still have Facebook. Go over there and post. No one does. Mark's still making millions. And no complaint. I will see one of my friends complain that their page got deleted or they're in Facebook jail because they posted an animal or their personal account got deleted because they were selling animals. And I'm like, but guys, I post about it all the time. You can go over
and then you got that over there, and then nothing. Yeah, I was just over there a couple seconds ago.
Yeah, and I sit there and I'm like, geez. Now here's me. I own ReptiPost. If PETA came to me and says, "Hey Gary, I want $50 million, and you got to do this," I wouldn't take it. No one can say anything. That Venom Hunters was offered to me, and it was 6 figures. I turned it down. That is a very known thing. Just to let everyone know, I turned it down. My morals cannot be bought with money. It cannot. I could care less. I rarely say his name. Frank of Geeky Geckos could come to me and say, "Gary, I will give you $1 million a year. Please put Geeky Geckos on Fauna Radio and let me use your name on mine." I would tell him no.
I would do the same.
I would like, don't want it. Don't want it. And I promise you I would. There ain't no way. And now mine might be a different reason than yours. Not you, but the people that listen to this might be a different reason. I don't care what he's doing and how he's experimenting with things. That doesn't bother me. Him selling certain things bothers me. Do you know where he lost me? When he stole my picture to sell his geckos.
Yeah.
And then when I asked him nicely to take it down, he refused. That is where he 100% lost me. When I lost all, he'll never respect the man he stole from me. The key is to get large number of people to start using it. And you're right, 100%, Josh. And there's no way I would accept money over my post. If I post something like 2 to 3, 4 people are going to see it. I know that. But what I'm saying is, Josh, how I'm saying is we can build a site. And I'm bad at this too. Josh, I'm yelling at me. Okay. So Repti Post, you can go and post your animals there and for sale, and then post them back on your page and still post at Facebook and post it. And then people can start flooding over there a little bit. That's me. You guys don't want to know how much time and money I put in Repti Post. And that's not even here nor there. You guys didn't ask me to do it. So, but my problem is everyone's complaining about Facebook and animals. And here's this guy that, I mean, majority of people like that created this. And I'm not banning anybody. the people that know me from the reptileroom.org, I don't do nothing wrong. I mean, like literally, you could call me a jackass on my site. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. Whatever. I've had death threats mailed to me, guys. I've had pictures of my house sent to me and says, I know where you live. I'm going to kill you. And I'm like,
I remember
whatever.
that.
Do what you want.
That was
to do,
in
bro.
the back porch, right?
Yep. Do what you got to do, bro. Do what you got to do. And it was something I didn't even do. Is because I allowed something to be done on the Reptile Room, the War Room, which is another story in all itself. If you guys don't know what the War Room was,
War Room. I was thinking back porch. I was thinking of the other thing.
Yeah, the War Room was a nasty place. Nasty place. I use Faceback too much, but if I do, probably use it that way. Link in my Reptile post. That's what I'm talking about, homie. What someone actually did that? Yeah, yes. Back in the day, to give you a quick story about that, back in the day, I owned the Reptile Room with the War Room. Almost every large breeder was a member of Fauna Classifieds, the reptileroom.org, and ballpythons.net. Them were the big three. Okay. And the War Room was the place where you could say anything. All I said was, do not break the law. Okay, that's all I said. I do not want lawyers to come in on it.
Lawyers did come in though at one point.
Bobby Pruitt. Yeah, there were some death threats and some stuff done, and I had to shut down the Reptile Room. I was ordered by courts to shut down the Reptile Room, and I had to give everything to him. But I don't know who sent it to me. Sent me a picture of my house, saying I know where you live, and it says I'm going to kill you. I didn't turn it into the cops. I could care less. You want to know what I do with it? I posted it on the War Room. Now, here's the thing that people don't understand. When I had the War Room, and this is not to be cocky, there were some people that hated me for what I allowed to go on there. But I had a hell of a backing of people that love what I let happen. Like, I let anything. You could call me every name in the book, and I would not ban you. I wouldn't ban you. You could sit there and say, I'm going to beat your ass. Okay, cool beans. Going to beat me up. Cool. I didn't care. But there is a lot of stuff about a lot of people that people look up to now that's in that room. I'll never let it out. It just won't happen. There's a lot of stuff though. There's a lot of stuff that if you were a member of it, oh geez. But yeah, I got threatened. I was threatened all the time. I had all my admins that were moderators and admins on the Reptile Room are on my Facebook. This is all stuff you could ask them. They all know. Wait, no, Becca's not. I lost track of Becca. But all the other admins and stuff are all on there. Ray Hunter was an admin. Al Koritz was an admin. My buddy Pat was an admin. He did radio, like actual professional radio, and he helped me get Herp Radio going. So yeah, it was a different thing, and the War Room was different. It was different. I'll never let that ever be reborn. The War Room was nasty. That's how I got me told I'm the level head one, because I let things happen. Oh,
that's like the back porch from
the back
BLBC.
Porch from the Bush League. The reason they did the back porch is because of the War Room.
Yeah, I know. I remember.
Everyone's the hell in Fauna Radio was because of me. The back porch was because of me, and I didn't care. I was like, go do what you do. I didn't care.
They even tore Barchek up, and he joined just to get in there to try to defend himself. It was crazy.
Well, they used to love Barchek, but they hated flippers. And then when it came out, like, Barchek flips, dude. Barchek buys animals by the ton and flips, because I mean, it's his name. I mean, let's be honest. Brian Barchek puts his name on a snake, he's gonna sell. It's just going to. I was just having a conversation with Dylan. I'm like, do I like what Brian Barchek does with leopard geckos? Hell no. Hell no. But what does average gecko go for on Morph Market? Does anyone know? $70, $90?
Probably about 75 bucks maybe.
So let's say $75. He probably produces 5,000 leopard geckos a year. That's where he's at. So I don't know what that comes out to. What's that come out to? So let's just say 5,000 times 75. That's $375,000. Do you think he gives a shit? He doesn't care about the hobby. 5,000 geckos at $75 average is $375,000 a year. And if he sells them under $100, they're going to sell.
Yep.
He doesn't care about us and the morphs and stuff. He doesn't care about it like the ball python world. He doesn't care. It's $75 for 5,000 geckos. Oh, I agree. They've been producing less and less. But I'm telling you, when he first got into it, that's what his way was. And now let's just say, let's just say he produces 1,500 and he gets average 70. That's $112,000. I was just talking to Dylan. I said, people like me, I could do the same thing. It doesn't matter how pretty the animal is. If I produce 5,000 geckos, sold them for $75 a piece, my pretty geckos would sell pretty quickly, wouldn't it not? I could do everything I'm doing now and sell them for $75 a piece to the general public, and I would make more money than I am wholesaling it to other people. I would never do that because I care about the hobby. I care about the market, but I could do it with ease. And he just doesn't care about the market.
That's why he supports the artisans.
There we go. His first year, I think it was like 10. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying is, and it's not that I agree with it. I just understand what his thinking is. He produces ball pythons. He produces this. Leopard geckos don't take up that much room or time. You could produce 5,000 of them, and it doesn't take up that much time. You could pay an employee $50,000, take care of the geckos. You could pay an employee $50,000, and let's say it costs $100,000 to take care of that collection a year. Think about it. And I agree. I agree. I agree with that. Too bad he didn't take the other road and produce less but nicer stuff. I agree, but I'm just saying where he comes from. So, that's why he posts all that stuff up, and he doesn't care what I think. He doesn't care what you think. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if he gets the morph wrong. He doesn't care because he's going to sell that gecko for $75 to $90, and he's going to sell hundreds of them a month.
That's why he doesn't do shows no more, too.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. Now that I can understand a leopard gecko breeder hating Brian Barchett because he's kind of shitting, and I'm saying bad words now, but shitting on our market.
But he brings people into the hobby, though.
He brings people in the hobby, but I guarantee let's say I was a multimillionaire. Brian Barchett's a multimillionaire, correct? We all agree on that?
Yep.
So let's say I'm a multimillionaire and I get into ball pythons. And I take every one of his ball python projects he does, and I invest in it, and I produce hundreds, and I sell them $50 a piece, $75 a piece. And I just think of it the same way. If I produce 5,000 ball pythons, I'm making this much money. Because let's be honest, what other business other than reptiles do you expect to make black their first year? We're the only ones. Reptiles are the only ones. We expect to make our money back. So let's say I come in as a business aspect, say the first 5 years, I'm going to lose money. The first 5 years, I'm going to tank. When I get the 5,000 ball pythons and I sell them $50 a piece, $75 a piece, I would be crushed because someone already did it. There's a guy that already did exactly what I'm saying in the ball python world. He destroyed the Mojave market and the Blue-Eye Lucy. Destroyed it.
Yeah, I do the same thing, Noble. Can't go on there if you don't do that because that's all you see is this stuff.
He did inspire me before I bred, but I blocked him. I blocked him on Morph Market too, and it's not because I hate him. It's just the same thing, and that's why I was talking to my buddy Dylan about that. I'm like, that's why he does it. I don't agree with it. I hate every aspect of it. Like I literally like roll my eyes every time I see it, but he doesn't care about this market. He cares about the ball python market. Or he did. I don't know if he's going to still do. He doesn't care about the ball python market. But if you produce 5,000 geckos.
I think he's slowly getting out.
He probably is. But if you produce 5,000 geckos at $75 a piece, you're $375,000 $1,000. There it is. And you can, if 5,000 geckos, ready for this? 5,000 geckos is 600 females. Really, 500 females, but let's say 600 females. So it's not that off. Oh, that's why I'm saying is conversation is what gets us going. It's just, I mean, I think of things different than other people. I look at why someone does something. I don't know if you guys remember when I said I could just crush the gecko market, the crested gecko market, and that's why I don't take crested geckos. I only wholesale them because I don't care about the crested gecko market. I'm a wholesaler in crested geckos. So I don't offer them to general public because I would hurt the market. So I care about the market enough not to sell to the general public. I'm gonna keep this going for 24 hours. Oh, geez, guys. It's launch week, dude. The S23 is out. I gotta be at work tomorrow. My boss is like, oh, and I just let someone go today. Shouldn't say too much, but I just let someone. So now I'm down a guy. So I had a bad day today.
I could tell.
Yeah,
just by your conversation with me, I could tell.
Yeah, I had a bad day today, but I mean, like leopard gecko market. I mean, I could get into this. I would love to tell you the truth. I would love to bring Brian Barczyk on here and have a conversation with him. And, there is something that can be said about having conversations with people that you do not agree with and you do not like. There's something said there. But I would love to bring Brian Barczyk on and go, why do you sell them for $90 a piece? And I can almost guarantee what I just told you is why he does it. He doesn't care that gecko is worth $200. He doesn't care.
I'll tell you, I'm going to tell you a little story about Brian. My mother-in-law's house burned down. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we were going to have an auction for him. We had a bunch of animals and stuff like this that we had up that people donated for the auction. And even Robin Markland donated free shipping. This was a couple of years ago. And Brian Barczyk contacted me and he mentioned it on his thing, and there had to be 1,000 people on there because he told him to go over, and it was a huge success. She was able to buy and get a place to live and everything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's a good guy. He just thinks different outside our box.
Yep.
He's a good guy. There is no doubt in my mind that Brian Barczyk does not love every single animal he has.
Oh, I believe he does.
100%. Every single animal that dude has means something to him. When you get deep in the hobby, there is difference. Yes, there is. See, me, there's people that I've lost touch with, guys. There's people. But everyone knows everybody when it comes to large breeders. Everyone has a niche and everyone has a title, if that makes sense. Everyone's got a thing. You ever hear like when you're at work, you ever watch The Office when it's like, that's the crossword puzzle guy, this is a cat lady. Mm-hmm. Every reptile breeder has that title. I'm the loud one at reptile shows. I talk. I have social anxiety. I hate public. I hate it. I hate going shopping. I hate reptile expos. I can do this all day because it's just me in this room. And here's another thing. I can go in front of thousands of people and talk and I'm fine. No one's around me.
Yep. So
I don't know why I have a social anxiety. So when I'm at reptile shows, I talk louder and stuff because it helps me. I don't know why. It just does. And I don't have a filter sometimes. I don't. I do okay at expos because I have to. Exactly the same thing. It's the same thing. And I don't like going shopping. I hate it. I hate shopping. I hate every aspect of shopping. And then I'm in cell phones. So I push through it. But I'm a hermit. I would rather just stay here, go out and hike and be with wilderness. So people laugh at me, but I don't have a filter. So I'm a firm believer when friends mess up, the first person that should tell them is a friend. So I told Brian what I felt about something, and we haven't talked since. So, well, really talk like friends anymore. It is what it is. It is what it is. I didn't agree with what he did, and it was part of my hobby. I was known as the venomous guy. It was one of my terms that was titled, and he was embarking on that and hurting me. It was to me, and I told him that, and he didn't like it. So he didn't like it. Buck up and move forward. That's, buck up and move forward. Yeah, I hate expos, dude. I love them, but I hate them. I get to wind down because I'm good friends with the expo promoter, and we sit there afterwards and we wind down because he has the same issue. Like, I'm proud of him though. Like, I can talk to cameras all day. Like video when it's like Milwaukee news and all that good stuff. Yeah, I always call it like I see it. I try not to control other people. I do want to get some not controversial, but I think actual discussion topics. Like, if I could bring Brian Barczyk on here and I could say we're going to talk about the leopard gecko market and what you've done to it and the good you've done for it. There's not always bad, and say like you do good because you're producing animals for the entry level person, but you're doing bad because you're selling them with these titles that they might not even be, and you're selling for $90. Like I know he's mislabeling his animals, but I don't think he's doing it purposely. Does that make sense? I don't
It
think
does.
He's not doing it purposely, and like it hurts the market. It hurts our market, and I wish he would know that. Like, you're hurting us. You're hurting this market. Like, it would be like me taking sunsets and selling them for $50, and I have 200 of them.
Yep.
It would hurt you, and I wouldn't do that because I respect the market that much. I would never do that. That's what I expect from you back, and that's what I would like to tell him. But I don't think he cares that he's hurting us. But it's not a bad thing. It's a business. It's the industry side. There is no friends in the industry.
No.
There's no friends in the hobby. Yes, the industry. No, the industry's cutthroat. So his advice to me would probably be like, "Well, Gary, you produce 5,000 geckos. Sell them for $75 a piece. Screw wholesale. Sell them for $75 a piece across the board." I'm like, "Oh, I couldn't do it though. I care too much." Because I would hurt it. I would hurt the hobby. I would hurt it. It'd be the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. Then I wouldn't be friends with any of my friends. They all hate me.
I'd still be your friend.
Girl, he is breeding them is not very good. It's not. I don't want to blame Jessica. Jessica's not. They don't know what their stuff's set for, guys. They just don't know. So she's doing the best she can. I mean, let's be honest, leopard gecko morphs are not that hard. There's recessive, dominant, and incomplete dominant. That's it. So once you get them down and you know what you're doing, I mean, it's very easy to do. It's probably the easiest of all to do. So she's struggling. And there's my homie. Got a friend of mine, Frank the Tank. That's my homie. Not recessive. I've seen. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, I could care less if they call something tangy and it's a little bit tangerine. I could care less. That doesn't bother me. I don't know. I look at their stuff sometimes and I worry about it. The biggest thing I don't know if anyone has this problem. I do. I'll have someone come up to a reptile show and they're wanting to buy like a $400 animal off me because they want to breed it to stuff they bought from BHB. And that bothers the hell out of me. I don't know why it does. I should be able to sell an animal, and once I sell the animal, that animal is no longer mine. They can do with whatever they want.
Yeah, it's not yours no more. So
it's not mine. So I have no control. So I don't know. That's what goes through my head all the freaking time. I don't think they do. I just don't think it's like not caring because they're like, oh, screw it. I just don't think it's a business thing. If he priced his stuff, let's be honest, producing 5,000 geckos or 3,000 geckos and selling them at market value, he'd be sitting on them. Why do you think I wholesale? I wholesale because I don't want them geckos hitting the market and killing the market. So I wholesale the people that are going to sell it at market value. So they sell it at market value over in the East Coast. They sell it at market value in the West Coast. They sell it in Ohio. They sell it in Michigan. They sell it in Kentucky. My people, they sell them at market value, and I let them make money. So, and I make money. I'm happy. They're happy. But I could turn around and just post them up for $35 a piece and say, screw it. But I will never do that. I just can't do it. So that's the market. That's the good old market. Dude, we got to get Socially Talk going, though.
Yep. Yeah, I'm ready for it anytime.
We got to get Social Talk because we can even talk about animals on there. We can even do an animal one.
I mean, you can talk about anything. Yeah. Anything we want, we can talk about it.
Dude, I'm telling you, Joe Rogan has got me thinking so deep.
How much do you think he makes a year doing that?
Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
More than we do.
He makes like $130 million a year doing that.
With ease. And do you know what I like about Joe Rogan? Do you know there's people that hate Joe Rogan because of people he has on?
But his opinion is he has everybody on to explain their side of every situation and everything, and he doesn't take a side. He just listens to him, and voices his opinion, and asks questions. That's it. Yeah.
I listened to half of the Mark one from Facebook. Okay, I listened to half of it, and I guess he's into MMA now, and he talks about having kids have screen time. That's where I'm about his kids having screen time and technology time. And why it's so big to be physical and still do sports or do something outside and get away from it. And he's talking like this. And I'm like, does anyone listen to the guy, or are they just upset because of what happens on Facebook? I don't know. I can't answer for him. I'm just wondering. I mean, I don't hate Jeff Bezos. Or what's his name? But the Amazon guy. I don't hate that guy. He makes billions. Cool beans. Is that everyone's dream? Do something
People
that you
get mad at them because they figured it out. I think that's a major thing. They figured it out how to do it, and people who didn't are upset and jealous, and then they take it out.
Yeah, I mean, so him. Okay, how about the Tesla guy? I can't think of his name right now. Gosh dang it, the richest guy in the world, whatever his name is, whatever the guy's name is. People hate him. I'm like, why? The Twitter guy, why? Well, he does this and this, but it doesn't affect you. Who cares? Elon Musk.
I was waiting for you to see if he came up with it, but it's Elon Musk.
Like who cares? Like, people were happy that he lost $40 billion. That dude's never affected me in a day of my life. Why am I going to let him live rent free in my head?
That's true.
I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like there's people that affect my pocket. They affect my money. That should upset me. I could care less. Yep. Whatever, dude. I don't care. I actually separate myself from people that I'm going to go off on. I separate myself.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I try to get into this, but I'm listening to Joe Rogan, and like, okay, there's one guy that was talking about the eye. Was it the eye?
The eye of the Sahara?
No, it was some. Oh, he was talking about the pyramids in Mexico. His name's Hancock, but he believes in psychedelics, like taking mushrooms and stuff, and everyone should do it because it will open up a world to you and blah blah blah. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know.
Well, can I tell you why they agree? They say that.
Well, yeah. No, why?
Because it's when we were evolving from ape type creatures. That guy has a book out that it proves that once they started eating mushrooms, it's when their brain opened up and they were able to technically advance.
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying is, so I don't know if I agree with that, but I don't have any like theory of my own, but I listened to him because a lot of what he was saying of other stuff was like hitting really home.
Joe Rogan believes in that stuff though. He does it, DMT, stuff like that.
He really likes Hancock's been on. Graham Hancock has been on like 5-6 times. And I recommend anyone listening to this go listen to Graham Hancock. Thank you, Josh, for getting me that name again, Graham Hancock.
Do you know they cure post-traumatic stress disorder amongst soldiers with psychedelics?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
controlled psychedelics, and it actually cures them. They can cure them for 5 years, and they have to come back and get another treatment, and they're good for another 5 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, I listening to Joe Rogan has opened my mind. Like Dr. Phil. I've never watched a Dr. Phil in my life.
No, but you listened to Dr. Phil episode.
I
Didn't you?
listened to a Dr. Phil episode though. That dude is deep. And
Especially
he's like,
when it comes to homeless people.
yes, and he's gangster.
Oh,
He's got some opinions.
He was. I was rolling. I was driving, and I had headphones on. I was listening to it, and he's like, "Yeah, you know what? That's because that guy don't want to get his ass up out there and work." I was like, "What the hell?" That
He was going through a whole series like homeless people do what they do because they can. They don't have to do anything else. But everyone has a function. They can do something. So there's someone out there said that there should be free housing for everybody. It should be a right to have housing. But then he goes, then what's next? What are you going to do? You know, and homeless people can put up a tent, live just fine, and they make it. They make it and they don't have to do anything. And he goes, that's why they're making it. They choose to be homeless because they can do something. And that's what he was saying. And I'm like, I don't know if I agree with every single person that's homeless is that way. But I'm like, he does have some truth. See, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
See, that's pretty cool. So
now it's like giving everybody equal amount of money. That just don't work.
Socialism.
It won't make you. It does not make you
right?
strive. It's like socialism. It doesn't make you strive to do better because then everybody's equal. What you are always striving for in life, whether you get there or not, is to be better than the guy next to you. And then that guy that creates people to create things and do things and work harder is to do better than the person next to you, or even to do better than your own parents did.
Yes.
And if everybody's equal, that strive goes away. And it doesn't work.
100%. Like someone said that if they work for a company, they should split the profits equally. It shouldn't. If I put $100 million into a company, I put up all the risk. You're working for me. You're going to get paid for your time, but I should get the chunk of it because I put up the biggest risk. I could lose my home. I could lose this. I could lose that. So
yeah.
And with the majority, yeah. So I'm a big firm believer. And you ready for this? You know why socialism won't work? It was already done.
Yep.
How many people in 2020 got checks and then went back out to Walmart and bought TVs? The government knew what was going to happen. We're going to give these poor people. I'm not being mean to anyone if you got checks, okay? Please. But we're going to give these money to these people that need the money. They're just going to give it back to the rich people anyway.
It was all a scam to get the rich richer.
Yeah,
I hate to say
it went all back to the people anyway. No one put it in the bank and saved it. No one did nothing right with it.
Nope.
So
Leo said, "Screw that." Texas Kid said, "Nope, I bought racks."
See, that was smart. That was an investment.
That was a smart investment.
So, so most people took that money and just spent it on other people's stuff to make someone else rich, and it's proven time and time again. If give an example. Let's say I got one of my employees make $20 an hour. And he's like, I want more money. If I talked to that kid and I actually looked at every single thing he had, and I said, okay, we know what he has. We know where he's living. We know the car he's driving. We know how he's eating. And we know how everything else. And I gave him a raise of $25 an hour. 90% of the time, when I give him that raise of 25, he's not going to better his life. He's going to go out and waste that money on other shit.
Yeah.
He's going to buy a PS5. He's going to buy a PS5, or he's going to go out and buy some bling bling or some, whatever stuff that doesn't get. Then there's the other 10% that take that money, something like Tristan does, and say, I'm going to invest it to make more money. There's a few ways to make money in this world. You can sell your time. Okay. You sell your time. That's getting paid by the hour. You can sell your ideas. Something like I have all these ideas. I can sell them to somebody and say, I got these ideas. You go create it, but you got to pay me this much money because I had the idea. Or you can use your money to make more money.
Mm-hmm.
The easiest way is use your money. You don't have to do nothing. You got money. Use your money. When are you done with them? They are still selling for a decent amount. Yeah, they do. 100%. Rex, hell yeah. So, I mean, Joe Rogan has opened my eyes with some of the people he's had on. I'm going to be honest to you guys. I have not listened to Joe Rogan until the last 2 weeks. And I can't get enough. I can't get enough of and it's not Joe Rogan. It's the guests he has on.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever missed an episode of Joe Rogan's. I've listened to him forever. You know who he has on there a lot?
Who?
He has David Goggins on there a lot.
You got to listen to some of those.
Yeah.
There's like 1900 episodes or something.
Yep.
And it's just amazing to me. And he's giving me a new look, like conversation that not Hancock, the other guy, really opened my eyes because he says discussion is what makes us learn and move forward. Just because we don't agree with something, the discussion makes us all move forward. And I'm like, that's what we need to do. And that's what we do here. We all discuss stuff and have fun. Like, I don't think he likes any reptiles. Dang, Gary, I bet you're bringing all those episodes. I am like all day long. I have one earphone in. If no one's at my shop, my store, I'm in. If I'm at the zoo, I'm just plugged in. One thing I don't care about, Joe, he's not into reptiles. I didn't know that. He has Theo Vaughn, and also Theo had Barczyk on. I'm gonna have to Socially Talk. I have reached out to Joe Rogan. Okay. I have reached out to Joe Rogan and asked for him to come on my podcast and ask him for advice. I have not got any response back. Like nothing. I have nothing. I have contacted Hancock by email through his website, and the other guy that was on with him through his website. I have not got anything back, but I think I have a better shot at those guys.
Yep.
I probably have a better shot than Joe Rogan. But the reason I'm doing it this way is Joe Rogan on one of his podcasts said Hancock was like his first major person that wasn't his friend. Okay. That was one of his first guests that wasn't a friend. It was a major guest. All the rest were comedians that were his friend, UFC fighters, blah, blah, blah. And Joe said in that podcast, says, I just started spam emailing everyone until people started coming on. So
good idea.
That's what I'm doing. And that's what I'm doing. Oh, yeah. I watch the same stuff. Oh, yeah. Me and Josh are like on the same level here. Like, dude, I get into Egyptian stuff.
Oh, so do I.
Dude, I get into so much stuff, but I'm spamming people. I think Socially Talk is going to be cool. You guys are going to like it. It's not going to be a cuss fest, but it's going to be we can speak our mind.
It'd be like Joe Rogan. They cuss on there.
Same way. But I want to speak our minds, and I want to get different people on, and I want to talk about it. We might get like a breeder on and talk about reptiles. We might get like an activist on and whatever
goes over there.
Yeah, and we can talk, but we're going to keep it like a Joe Rogan, where if we disagree, we're not yelling, we're just talking and say, hey, well, what about this and this? And I really, really like it. Dude, you already in, bro. We got this. I know you got stories, brother. I know you do. I love Leo. Leo's my homie. Great. Leo's my homie. And Miles didn't come here, but it's Miles' birthday today. So happy birthday again to my boy.
Happy birthday, Miles.
Miles, my home dog too, and so is Dylan and Evan. Evan's alive because he did an interview with 130 Exotics. So get over to Strength and Leo's and listen to my boy Leo. Everyone should. And very mysterious. Definitely not what we were all taught. No, I not taught what we taught in school.
A lot has changed from when we were kids, man.
Yo. yeah, so yeah, man, I can't believe we went 3 hours. This is what I'm
I know.
talking about, dude. But Joe Rogan has really inspired me, and dude, because I like radio. I love radio.
So do I.
I actually did a live on the Podbean the other day, and I didn't launch it because I didn't like how it sounded. I think I sounded like a moron. So I'm going to redo that. And Podbean, I think we can go live on Podbean at the same time here. And the thing is that has a chat too. So I got to get my monitor over here is not hooked up anymore because my daughter stole the HDMI cable. So, but Socially Talk is going to go 3 hours. That's where my favorite podcast, Never a Dull Moment. That's what I'm talking about, homie. You my dog, bro. You my homie for life. Joe, the other one's going to be Socially Talk is going to be about a little of everything. I'm trying to make a living at this, guys. I'm trying to make a living where I can leave Verizon. So if everything takes off, it'd be really cool. I don't want to be rich. I'm not looking to be a millionaire. I just want to pay my bills so I can just do what I enjoy. I want to push US ARC. What I'm hoping is it would be really cool if Socially Talk does take off, and I'm saying hundreds of people listen, thousands of people listen. We'll never be as big as Joe. Who knows? We might. Who knows? But then I could put US ARC out there.
Yep.
You know, and I like talking stuff. I like talking.
Oh, I love it.
And we're gonna talk about aliens and flying objects, and maybe I can get Bill Clinton on. No, probably not.
Can you get him on? I don't know.
No, probably not. Hillary? Maybe Hillary and Donald Trump at the same time.
Oh, that would be cool.
That'd be entertainment.
Probably stand a better chance getting Donald Trump on then.
Yeah, Josh, I told you in that chat, bro. I said I'm not missing never miss another Friday. I will, wherever I'm at, I will be on. I will figure it out. I don't know where it's at. It's right here. It will be going in my car and being charged up. I can hook this up to my microphone. I can take a microphone. I got a couple mics, not microphones with it. This is a portable switchboard. I can hook up to any device, a laptop, anything, and I can do lives anywhere. Make that Saturday. So my question is, if we do Socially Talk, I don't know if we should do it at night, if it should be, because I still work. I still work. So and then I got the zoo. If for some reason you guys all want to give me like $80,000 a year and you guys figure that out and give it to me, I can quit my job and I can do podcasts whenever you guys want me to. I don't think that's happening. Is any of you guys rich?
Would be nice.
But anyways, between Socially Talk, Fauna Radio, reptipost.com, reptilepage.com, Order Exotics, the roaches, the zoo, I think I'm going to be able to pull something off and I can get rid of Verizon and I can then podcast anytime I want. I want to build a studio. And then if I build a studio, I can have people come over and we can still do it like this. And if you're ever down here, you have keys to the place. I don't care. And we can do whatever we do and we can do live. And if what Mark's saying, you could be a hologram in our building if you're not here. Some of the stuff that Mark interview,
well, that was crazy.
Like holograms and like you can play cards with your friends, and one will be a hologram and you're real. And I'm like, what? I was like, but it'd be glasses that you put on, not big ones, but like regular glasses. That's what they're looking to do, and
that's what they're doing with AT&T, not AT&T, but Apple wants to do that with their phones.
So Verizon is a technology company. That's what Verizon is. They do not want to be known as a cell phone provider. Okay. We have a lot of technology that our cell phone stores do not sell, that we can sell, but we don't. There's a lot of stuff. Like we have smart scales. Verizon sells smart scales. So smart scales are scales that link up to an app on your phone and you weigh yourself and it actually keeps a diagram for you. It's a smart scale. That's all it is. We sell Eargo. Eargo is a hearing aid. We can't call it a hearing aid. It's a hearing technology. It's the most most advanced technology hearing aid in the world. Hearing aids no longer are done by FDA. It's not, You don't have prescription anymore. So these cost around $3,000 to $5,000. They are the smallest hearing device in the world. They hide. They adjust volume, so a high talker or a loud talker like me gets adjusted down, and a high talker gets adjusted up, so you can hear. They hook up to your phone. They're insane. They're insane. 1 out of every 6 people, I'm doing sales pitch. 1 out of every 6 people lose their hearing, lose some type of hearing, and these correct it. And here's the big kicker: a lot of times, your insurance will cover them.
Yep.
So Eargo is a big thing for Verizon right now in Victra. So, but the thing is, up to the price, it sounds really good. But go get a hearing aid with this technology; they're $10,000. So go to a hearing doctor. I don't know what's a hearing doctor called. I don't know. But go to a hearing doctor, and these same technology are around $8,000 to $10,000. And these are lower. And the insurance, if your insurance covers it with the doctor, it will cover it with this. So Eargo, and they also do loan. They do a loan process. So I don't know what the payments are a month, but they will do a loan process and have you do monthly. Eargo is amazing stuff. I'm telling you guys, I don't just push stuff I don't like. It's something to check into, Josh. If your wife can't hear, just check into Eargo. Just if there's a Victra Verizon near you, go in there and do a hearing test. It's free. You can go through Eargo. You don't even have to go through Verizon to buy it. You can go through Eargo themselves and check it out. It's worth it. If it's hearing that she needs, it's worth it. And so they're a technology company.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff that we got going.
Audiologist.
There we go. I knew it was something just, but yeah. So, see, that's another thing with these podcasts. We can actually do sponsorships like that. Like Eargo could say, "Oh, we're going to sponsor this." Mention Eargo. I could do a little pitch on Eargo, and anyone that uses my code or your code, we get paid.
Yep.
We could do stuff like that too. But I want it to make sense. I got into a tangent because of Verizon. I don't want to work in Verizon anymore, guys. I seriously don't. I'm very honest. Orner Exotics did not make money last year because of what happened to me. And for 6 months, I didn't breathe. It was financial struggle. It was a financial struggle. Like, I'm lucky to be here with Orner Exotics, but that's changed now. We're Gucci now. We're Gucci. But yeah, so we're working on it. But dude, 3 hours. Look at this. We still got people because all these people are rocking, but we down. So is there anything else you want to add? We can get out of here.
Just don't forget to go over to ReptiPost, make posts of stuff that you would like to see on Patreon. And don't forget about the giveaway that's going on over there.
Post your animal and tag US Arc. Post the animal on ReptiPost and post US Arc. They're giving away tons of stuff. US Arc. Did I say US Arc yet?
I don't know. Did you say US Arc?
I think I said US Arc. And just go to ReptiPost and have some fun. Post what you guys want to see on Patreon and stuff. Even if it's merch, even if it's this, what kind of content. I need you guys to think it all. And dude, I love you, brother. Yeah, seriously, you my homie, bro.
Yep.
So we are out.